play in the Champions League, but hopefully not too long. So they also start level. They also kick off at 8. Man City at home for the second leg, with it tied at 1-1 from the first game. Might keep a little eye on that, but our attention is on the Sky Blues here at Middlesbrough. Can they get themselves to a second playoff final in their history? The first, of course, in the Championship. Can they get themselves to within touching distance of a return to the Premier League? Can they silence these home fans? An early goal. They got an early goal here, Gary, in the game on Monday. Got an early goal in that crucial game against Birmingham at home as well. Looking at this around the stadium, an early goal here would be very nice indeed.
Yeah, it would certainly quiet them for a little bit, wouldn't it? It would frustrate them. It would get them demanding a response, and like I say, that would be the perfect scenario for the players that Coventry have got in Allen, Hamer and Gyökeres in that kind of lone striker and the 2 10s behind him. Perfect for counter-attacking football. So if that would happen, it would be bang on, wouldn't it?
Because we haven't really seen what others have seen from Middlesbrough this year, Rocky. In 3 games against Middlesbrough, there have only been 3 goals, and yet they are the second top scorers in the Championship, 3 goals behind Burnley, and they've conceded more than any of the top 9 in the Championship.
I know, we've not really seen the goal threat, you're absolutely right, and that's probably because Coventry have defended so well in the 2 games. They've defended deep, they've kept to shape. That's what they've got to do tonight. I do get the feel that Middlesbrough do actually want to, they sometimes have a pass to do too many, and it's not worked for them in those first 2 games. Coventry have had the measure of them defensively. But, for a team that are so free scoring, you can't switch off for 1 second, and they're going to have to do that all over again today for 90 minutes, 120 minutes, whatever it takes. They've got to be as good defensively as been, and then on transition, and that's where Coventry could potentially win this game. They've got to be lightning quick and good in transition to be able to make the most of the breaks, because they'll spend a lot of this game, I would imagine, without the ball.
So out come the 2 teams, the officials leading them out. Liam Kelly, proud moment for him, leading Coventry City out as he continues his bid for a 3rd promotion all the way from League 2 to the Premier League. The Sky Blues are in their home strip tonight. Both teams have worn the same strip for the 2 games. The Sky Blues in their Sky Blue shirts, shorts and socks. Middlesbrough in their red shirts with the traditional thick white band across their chests. As the 2 teams scatter, a couple of smoke bombs have come on the pitch from the Sky Blues end. Some Sky Blue smoke in that corner. Middlesbrough fans waving their flags and showing their shiny pieces of red paper at one end. And now it's down to what happens on the pitch. The start, Gary, you expected a cagey start, or will one of these teams manage to really get hold of it?
It's the type of atmosphere where you're expecting the first ball to be launched, a defender win a header, and then everyone scrap for the second ball. But it'll be interesting to see how Middlesbrough approach it, whether they just do their patient build-up from the back. But, if you're Coventry, you want to turn the opposition early, don't you, and get on the front foot, get the ball in their half.
They were very open and casual, weren't they, when we played here a couple of weeks ago, and they nearly paid the price, and I think we had a chance before Hamer scored. So I'd be interested to see if they start that lacklustre again. That might be an early chance for Coventry to get a foothold into the game. I do think actually they'll be a little bit more energetic. I think they'll want to play in Coventry's half if at all possible, but with possession of the ball.
Good morning to David in Sydney, who says, what a night we're all in for, a 5 a.m. kickoff here in Sydney. I don't know whether you've got up early, David, or just not gone to bed. Feels strangely calm. I think, like many fans, we've had a fantastic season, win or lose, and this feels like a bit of a free hit. The idea of Luton at Wembley is very enticing, though. Come on, City, says David in Sydney. The Sky Blues players are in a huddle on the right-hand side. Middlesbrough taking their position on the left. It is going to be Coventry City to kick off. They're kicking from right to left as we look at it. So the Sky Blues fans are in the right back position as the Sky Blues defend in this first half. David Coote, the referee, checks whether everyone's ready, and of course needs the thumbs up from the paymasters. And it'll be Coventry City to kick off. And Jamie Allen back in the starting lineup, kicks us off, and we're underway. Here in Middlesbrough, it's 0-0, and straight away, Middlesbrough win possession with Force, who dispossessed Doyle, gets the ball into the penalty area. It comes back to Force, whose shot is blocked and goes across the penalty area. And Middlesbrough pick it up again. They won't fall off taking the lead in 20 seconds here. It's Mowat now for Middlesbrough. They're back to halfway. But that's got the home fans going, and Marcus Force showing what they've missed when he's been out of the side. But here Middlesbrough on the left-hand side now. Tackle comes in from Nally, who wins a throw-in. Okay.
The one thing Coventry don't want to do is give Middlesbrough something, and they were a little bit slow and ponderous with the kick-off. The ball went to Hamer, it went to Kelly, it went back to Doyle, and Doyle was closed. They got caught in possession. That straight away gives the crowd a lift, gives the players a lift. Coventry got to make sure they don't make those type of mistakes too often.
Sky Blues give the ball away, but then Hamer wins it back, and he is cynically tricked. The referee's actually played a good advantage. He might yet go back to that. Gyökeres has fed Bidwell on the left wing as Jake Bidwell plays the ball back to Doyle. Hamer making a run on the right. Doyle spots him. The pass doesn't quite reach him, though. Norton Cuffey's battling for it on the right. Oh, has he pushed off the ball there? The referee says no. And Middlesbrough get the ball away. It hasn't gone out since that rather cynical foul on Hamer.
It should be a definite yellow. I mean, he'll probably let him off with the first challenge of the game, but it's blatant. It's stopping Hamer getting the next touch. He's probably looking at a through ball after 10 yards of dribbling. It's the ideal set up for Coventry. Hamer collecting a loose ball, driving, Gyökeres running in behind. So for me, he should bring it back and be a yellow when the game stops.
Well, it still hasn't. Norton Cuffey on the right wing plays the ball back to McFadzean, who squares it to Doyle. So it's been a lively start. Oh, Doyle danger giving the ball away, but Sheaf recovers it and gets it to McFadzean. Back to Callum Doyle. Plays it forward to Allen. Jamie Allen turns on the ball and then slides it down the left. Gyökeres battling for it, has won the throw-in. The referee has not gone back to show a yellow card there.
There was a similar, I think there was a similar incident, wasn't there, in the first leg actually, where the referee played advantage for a potential, booking if he'd have given the foul in the original place and just ignored it, and he's done exactly the same in this instance.
Here's McFadzean for Coventry City in the centre circle to Doyle. Bidwell making a run on the left. Doyle tries to fire it to the middle, but not a good enough ball. That's easily collected by Zach Steffen in the Middlesbrough goal. So it's been a lively start. I haven't had a chance to go through the teams yet. We'll look to do that. Ben Wilson in his white strip in goal for the Sky Blues. The three central defenders from right to left are McNally, McFadzean and Doyle. The wing-backs, Bidwell on the left, Norton Cuffey on the right, Liam Kelly in front of that back three, and then Sheaf and Hamer in midfield, Jamie Allen, and the front two, behind the front player of Gyökeres as Middlesbrough come forward now from the left. Crossing! Oh, as Doyle gets a touch onto it. That was a good ball in from Giles. It needed someone to get on the end of it. Fortunately for the Sky Blues, nobody did, and Doyle was able to clear.
Well, again, the lightning quick attack from Middlesbrough, got down the left-hand side. Fantastic ball from Ryan Giles. We've not seen many of those in the last two games. That was fished right across the 6-yard box. Callum Doyle made the interception. Coventry got lucky with the bounce of the ball, actually, and managed to clear.
It starts, though. McNair's found McGree in behind our midfield way too easy, so the communication from McFadzean needs to be better. Kelly actually recovered well, but then Giles going, what a phenomenal cross that was first time.
Sky Blues living on their nerves a little bit. It remains 0-0 though. And it's with Middlesbrough inside their own half, and McNair gives it back to his keeper. Middlesbrough team showing one change from the first leg. Steffen in goal, Smith, McNair, Lenihan and Giles at the back, Mowat and Hackney in front of them, Force, Akpom and McGree, and the main front player of Cameron Archer.
It's early days, Clive, but I just get the feel that Coventry have got a higher press this evening than they did at the CBS. Seems to me that it goes to the goalkeeper. They might let the centre-backs have it.
Oh, there's a break off at Middlesbrough. Liam Kelly missed his tackle, and Middlesbrough have it just outside the Sky Blues penalty. Oh, what a good tackle! What a good tackle from Kyle McFadzean to deny Cameron Archer, who was preparing to shoot.
Well, brilliant tackle. And what I was trying to say, if you get it wrong, Liam Kelly got it wrong, then got done in possession, and all of a sudden
the risk of the press, isn't it? That's the risk of it, but it makes it for a more entertaining game, edge of your seat stuff, and end-to-end football. But that's, I think, you want to go and win something. That's how you've got to try and make it happen. But you can be almost too much on the front foot and too eager to win balls, don't you? And that's what happened there. McGree's good player, rolled Kelly quite well.
Well, there's already been more goal-mouth action to this game than there was for the whole of the first leg. Middlesbrough coming forward again. Wilson comes out of his goal as Akpom tried to thread it through to Archer, but Wilson was out of his goal quickly to pick up the ball on the left-hand side of the penalty area. Now Hayes been fouled again. Again, the referee's played an advantage. He'll give him the free kick now. Surely he's got to protect Hamer. Again, cynical fouling. The referee settled for just giving the free kick. I mean, I'm not one for getting lots of yellow cards out. But
I think Ryan McCree's come off worse there. He's
that'd be a massive blow for them.
He's been interested to see if it's just a little knock. Is it an arm injury, a shoulder injury? I'm not sure. He's been terrific in the two games for Middlesbrough. Hamer's just gone to check on him, and he's back on his feet. McGree, I think he's okay. Probably lucky. Just wants to breathe
away with that yellow.
Just a little 8 count, wasn't it?
Yes. Free kick to Coventry City, halfway inside their own half. Jake Bidwell's been called over by Adi Vivac and given some instructions. Let's see what the acts upon. It's McNally now for the Sky Blues. Forward, finds Gyökeres. That's a decent ball. He has it nicked off him. Hamer gets a boot onto the ball, but it's picked up by the Middlesbrough defence outside their own penalty area.
That's the one that's got a stick there, really. It's a comfortable it's a comfortable receiving skill of taking that ball, and he's almost trying to do something on the first touch rather than getting hold of the first.
Oh, and then Gyökeres has intercepted a back pass. Oh, the keeper makes a good save. Gyökeres goes down and looks at the referee. I think the keeper did get a hand on the ball.
Well, first real chance for Coventry. It was a bad back pass. The goalkeeper's done really well, actually. When he went to ground, I thought it was going to be a penalty, but he stuck one of those big right hand out, managed to get enough of the ball as Gyökeres tried to go by him.
Yeah, Gyökeres was probably hoping it was going to be a penalty, but keeper did enough. And now Middlesbrough on the left-hand side, and offside against Giles. It'll be a free kick to Coventry City. Well, a bit different from the first leg, isn't it?
Yeah, it's better already, isn't it? They're going for it. They're trying to score. They're being very aggressive down Coventry's right-hand side, but it's leaving gaps. It's leaving spaces on the turnover. So it's a great start to the game.
Well, I'll tell you, just looking at that chance again, I think Gyökeres was caught a little bit by surprise. His first touch could have been a little bit more dynamic, more aggressive. He could have gone by Stefan, but just couldn't quite get it out of his feet. Gave Stefan a chance to pour the ball away, and Coventry had probably the best chance so far.
It's a very good save from Zach Stefan, the American international on loan from Man City. Has played 2 Premier League and 2 Champions League games for Man City, so he's got quite a pedigree. And, Middlesbrough have a throw in halfway inside their own half. 8.5 minutes gone, 0-0.
Well, we were talking a little bit earlier, Gary, weren't we, about the benefits and problems of a high press, and that was the benefit of a high press. Middlesbrough panic at the back, bad back pass, could easily have scored. Those clinical moments, we've got to tell. Yeah. If you don't get it right, as Gary was saying, they're at you, and you might have problems yourself.
Look how close as well. Allen and Hamer press together and slide together. They've landed on 3 or 4 second balls, loose balls at the minute, which just keeps the momentum and keeps the territory for the team.
Oh, Ben Wilson almost caught out there. He was waiting for the ball to come into the penalty area, and it didn't, but he managed to get outside the area and clear it. Now Hamer's pressing the keeper, but it's picked up by Middlesbrough again.
I've got to say, a hell of a clearance from Ben Wilson with his left foot on the half volley. I mean, that's his bad foot. With a good foot, you know, you'd do it. But with bad, I'm telling you, I'm side-footing that into touch. I don't think I could play now.
He's taking the fourth penalty, let's be honest. It's Middlesbrough now, halfway inside the Sky Blues half. BBC CWR, Stephen Grizzlish and Gary McSheffrey with me. Middlesbrough on the attack. Schubert picks up inside the penalty area, takes it to the byline. It's cut out by McFadzean, and the Sky Blues, trying to get it fully clear, have conceded a throw-in by the corner flag, which was taken very quickly by Middlesbrough.
It's a great position from McFadzean. He's in that slots, we call that slots for centre-backs, and he's filling that 6-yard middle of the goal area. Nothing can go in that corridor off his left side, and he's filled it in perfect.
And he's done that so well since he came back into the side from his injury. That's the reason why Coventry have had one of the reasons why they've had so many clean sheets. You know, he does gel those two players either side of him as well. There's very, very few gaps between them in those crossing situations. I think the big problem comes is when you try and play between them higher up the pitch. But on crosses, they've been as good as anybody.
And still goalless. The early noise to the Middlesbrough fans has been slightly sucked out of it now by the Sky Blues. We've seen off that first 10 minutes. Middlesbrough have had a couple of opportunities, but so the Sky Blues have the one in particular where Gyökeres intercepted the back pass. Middlesbrough now play it forward, but it's won by Doyle and cleared by Bidwell. Gyökeres using his strength now turns the defender. He's seemed to be impeded, but no free kick given. Mark Robbins very close to that. He's frustrated. But it's Middlesbrough who collect it with Lenihan. Plays it out to the left. It comes to McGree. Seems to be okay. He's moving back to the halfway line. Back to Lenihan. Darragh Lenihan walking with the ball inside his own half. Short pass from him to Mowat, and then back to the centre half, who plays it forward. It comes to Mowat again, who's running through the middle here. Good tackle by Ben Sheaf. Could easily have committed a foul there, but he got the ball cleanly. And Middlesbrough have it back again. And now it's on the left with Archer. Cameron Archer, did he keep it in? Yes, according to the assistant. Plays a slightly dangerous ball back into defence, which does result in the Sky Blues winning it eventually. And Sheaf, over his passes, blocks, and Doyle plays it back to Ben Wilson. Has he got that right? Of course he has, no problem. Ben Wilson clears up into the centre circle, and is actually an offside against Coventry City there.
We talk about the turnovers, but we win the ball back there from a high press. But Bidwell, for me, he's got to carry the ball, run into the grass. There's loads of grass to run into. Passing the buck onto Sheaf, we then get caught with a slow bit of play, but there's grass to be ran into. Just get your team up the pitch.
Throw into Coventry City, just inside the Middlesbrough half. A lively start, but still no goals in this tie. And it's McFadzean finds McNally. Well, the bounce is slightly awkward for him, but he brings it under control and gives it to Allen. Back to Luke McNally. Of course, could be playing his last game for Coventry City, as could Doyle. Is on the ball now, on loan from Manchester City. He plays it back to McFadzean. Now it's with McNally again, out to the right wing. And finds Jamie Allen. Oh, he slips on the turf. Does well to recover the ball, but he might have used his hand at some point. Yes, that's what the referee's indicating. Middlesbrough have taken the free kick very quickly, and they have it outside their own penalty area. Middlesbrough will now try and build patiently. Tommy Smith plays it back to his keeper, who's out of his penalty area, and Stefan plays the ball out to the left-hand side. Comes infield from Giles to Lenihan. He's up towards halfway. Plays the ball back to Mowat on from West Brom to Chuba Akpom. Back to Mowat on the halfway line. Out to the left-hand side again. And Middlesbrough keeping possession with Tommy Smith. Out to the right wing to Marcus Force. Of course, mayhem in the first minute. That time his cross is dealt with by McFadzean. It goes out though for a Middlesbrough throw. A disputed Middlesbrough throw, but that's the decision. It's about 10 metres from the corner flag on the Middlesbrough right. To be taken by Smith. He's looking for players to come to him. Tommy Smith gets the ball back. His ball's not a great one. Liam Kelly deals with it, clears it, looking for Gyökeres. Doesn't find them at Coventry City. Will get a throw-in halfway inside their own half. 0-0. And this, most important of games, so much at stake. And no quarter given so far.
Yeah, I think they'll be quite pleased with the first 15 minutes, Clive, won't they? They've, you know, we talked about it before, they're pressing a bit higher up the pitch, so they're a little bit braver. They've had a couple of opportunities themselves. Middlesbrough have had a couple of opportunities, ball fizzing across the box, but the best one was still the Gyökeres one where Steffens had to save at his feet.
Norton Cuffey just caught in possession. McNally's coming across to try and win the ball back, but Middlesbrough have it. They play it back into their own half. All the way back to Zach Steffen, wearing yellow. Oh, his pass is intercepted by Hamer. Gustavo Hamer on the left-hand side. They try to pull him back, and this time the referee will give a free kick and a yellow card. And that yellow card goes to Tommy Smith.
Was it Mowat?
Two pulls, didn't he, Tommy Smith? Yeah.
So free kick to Coventry City. And this is on the left-hand side.
That press again, wasn't it? Hamer on his front foot, just sensing when, you know, the ball's underplayed.
Yeah.
You know, and in his face, wins the ball. And actually quite a threat, this one.
Here's a chance then. Hamer and Bidwell over the ball. It's on the left, almost level with the left-hand line of the penalty area. Hamer runs over the ball. Bidwell curls it in towards the far post. It's headed away, and the second ball is cleared. And the Sky Blues don't make the most of that set piece. It's still alive, though, on the right-hand side with Norton Cuffey. He plays a good ball forward for Kelly. Was he not fouled? Yes, the assistant referee spots that one. Ryan Giles bringing Liam Kelly down. Free kick, Coventry City on the right wing this time.
Yeah, they had a free kick a little bit further infield, actually, the last one. And McFadzean was spare on the far post, but I think it was the Bidwell ball in. He was trying to get to him to the far post, just couldn't quite get enough on it. The ball was cleared.
I think from that position, Og, I think it's got to be, you've got to put pressure on them. I know you do set plays in training, but an in-swing on this occasion, any sort of touch, aim for the goalie, any sort of ricochet, you know, anything can happen, especially with Hamer's quality.
Here is Hamer's ball in. Oh, and it does come off McNally. He couldn't keep his header down, and it's out for a goal kick. Yeah, McFadzean actually got the final touch.
Yeah, you talk about those free kicks in and around, but I'll tell you, as a goalkeeper, I was delighted if it was a way swing. I mean, you still get goals from them, you still have problems, but anything that's in swing, far more problematic.
It was McFadzean who got his head to it. Ben Sheaf was a little bit strongly in the challenge to Chuba Akpol. He's making the most of it. He's holding his right knee. It wasn't the best of challenges, but the referee, I think, will be content with a warning to Ben Sheaf. Akpom is still down.
There's absolutely nothing in that.
And stay down, Chuba Akpom.
I'll bet you he doesn't have the trainer on.
I'm fairly confident it's not going to be the end of his game, but I might be proven wrong. He's still down. Referee is checking. He's not allowed the physio on yet, so the referee's a bit sceptical.
Bet you a five, Rob.
I'm praying he's not badly hurt, Clive.
Yeah, well, let's hope not. But he's still down, in fairness to him, so...
Well, I've looked at the replay. I mean, there was barely contact, so I'm surprised, but we're giving the benefit of the doubt.
So, both sets of players having a little bit of a timeout. Thoughts on it so far, Oggy?
Well, just a few minutes ago, I think Coventry will be pleased with the start. Different game plan. They're going with four in midfield. They're pressing higher up the pitch that we've spoken about. That's given them a couple of opportunities. The Gyökeres 1v1 was a better opportunity than people probably imagined. Took him by surprise. Couldn't get his first touch right. Steffen made a decent save at his feet. When Middlesbrough have broke, there's a little bit more space for them coming forward because Coventry are pressing higher, and that does give people like Akpom, Archer, the two midfield players that like to come in field a little bit more room, and they've had a couple of testing crosses that McFadzean and co have, I think Doyle cleared one, didn't he, quite fortuitously. So chances both sides, it's a more entertaining game, and I hope it continues like this.
He's back on his feet, Chuba Akpom. He's still not looking entirely happy, in fairness to him. Well, he's got a bit of a dead leg, I wonder, but anyway, he's hobbling off. I think he will. He's not going to be replaced, certainly not yet anyway. Middlesbrough have a free kick. That took about 2 minutes to deal with, that particular injury break. Middlesbrough a free kick halfway inside their own half. 0-0 it remains, both on the night and on aggregate. And still, Luton Town are no closer to knowing who they'll play. Of course, Rob Ebbers has a bit of an advantage as a Luton manager. He's at this game now. He can sit back, relax and watch it, knowing his team have done their job to get to Wembley, and he can take notes. Of course, he doesn't yet know who he needs to make notes on. McFadzean chests the ball well for Coventry City, lobs it forward. Gyökeres turns. A defensive header is just about enough. And Middlesbrough hook it out for the throw.
Yeah, you can tell they're not quite as confident and comfortable at the back. I've seen them play more long balls in the first 20 minutes than they have in the 3 games.
They're hooking it blind, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're hooking it blind. If that was Sunday, he's bringing that down on his thigh and facing play again. So they don't want to risk it. It's almost a no-risk element for them as well.
Norton Cuffy tries to get the ball forward to Hamer. Doesn't quite reach him. Hamer does his best to win it anyway, but Middlesbrough are able to take it. But McNally with a good firm header there. He felt there was a boot that was high, and most of the crowd disagree, but the referee agrees and gives the free kick to Coventry City.
It's gutsy, brave tactics from Coventry, I think, first 15 minutes. The high press, that foot narrow four in midfield. Just they're on most second balls, and like I say, it's brave tactics for me, but you have to risk it, don't you, for a biscuit?
Sheaf and McNally both get themselves in a spot of bother there. Sheaf in the first place found himself under pressure, made a slightly rushed pass, and then McNally end up only playing it straight into touch for a Middlesbrough throw on the far side. Sheaf take it, but McNally wins a good header, and it's picked up here by Gyökeres, who's running across the halfway line, moving out towards the left. He stumbles and is tackled, and Chuba Akpom has it for Middlesbrough. It's won by Sheaf very well off Akpom, who, as you'll have gathered, is back on the pitch now, although I'm not sure he's looking entirely happy still, Chuba Akpom. Ben Wilson clears long. To have done Chuba Akpom a disservice. It may be that has potentially ended his game, that foul. So apologies to him if it does. Here's Hamer for Coventry City, forced back to halfway. He's still on the pitch, Akpom, and doesn't look all that happy. A little look across the bench again a moment ago. Wasted ball that time from Hamer, straight to Zach Steffen in the Middlesbrough goal. And now Middlesbrough with Smith. Just keeping an eye on Chuba Akpom. He's trying to jog at the moment. But Middlesbrough with Smith plays it back towards his penalty area. And now Paddy Minair back to his keeper as the Sky Blues fans singing Coventry home. Interception by McNally, almost made it and then didn't, and did well to recover and stop the Middlesbrough player launching an attack. And now it's McFadzean for Coventry City, put under a bit of pressure. He plays it back to Ben Wilson, who will be challenged here. And his first touch was a tad on the heavy side, but he gets it nevertheless safely to Ben Sheaf, who plays it to McNally. He chips it forward for Gyökeres, who controls it well and moves out towards the right. Gives it to Norton Cuffy, who are inside the Middlesbrough half with Luke McNally. Bidwell making a run on the left. McNally spots him, and he plays it first time across the penalty area. There's Bidwell, no one on the end of it. And it's now gathered by Doyle for Coventry City. Sheaf to Kelly. Kelly forward to Gyökeres. Tried to lay it up for Jamie Allen, but the ball was just behind Allen, who couldn't get to it. And Middlesbrough now threaten a counter-attack, 2 against 2, but McNally gets across well and gets to the ball. And it'll go all the way to Steffen, who's going to let it roll out for a goal kick.
I tell you, good passage of play from Coventry. The last 5, 6, 7 minutes, they've looked really confident. You know, they're not actually trying to defend without the ball. They've had the ball themselves. They've been probing, pressing, playing in Middlesbrough's half. And a couple of those efforts very, very nearly resulted in chances.
Gyökeres, by the way, complained that he was pulled back there, I think, by Lenihan as Bidwell's cross came in, which is what he'll argue why he couldn't reach it. Middlesbrough now with the ball inside their own half. Tommy Smith plays it forward, gets it back. Smith plays it back to Zach Steffen. Middlesbrough now with Lenihan just inside their own half. Plays a long ball out for Giles, which goes over Norton Cuffy's head, but well read by McFadzean, who gets to it, gives it to Norton Cuffy, and he's able to clear up towards halfway. Middlesbrough back again, though. Norton Cuffy gets a touch, and it's out for a Middlesbrough throw.
I tell you, good defending from Carl McFadzean. Is that the same player that we bought when he was playing in Division 1? And any ball down the side of him, he looked vulnerable. I mean, I tell you what, he's improved so much since those days, hasn't he? His fitness, he's probably always had the game intelligence, but it really shows now.
Here in Middlesbrough, though, the ball's chipped across the penalty area. Wilson thought about coming to side, but he couldn't. And it's knocked out for the first corner of the game by Jake Bidwell. And it's a corner on the Middlesbrough right.
Coventry keeping 2 up.
So Gyökeres and Allen have stayed up. Middlesbrough kept 2 back. I think they're trying to get a third back. They're trying to get instructions to a third player to go back. And
they've definitely changed things, Coventry, haven't they? I mean, I like to see Gyökeres back. I don't like this. And if they concede a goal, you know, you want your big fellas that can head it back. But they could put another player up there once they leave 2 up.
Corner's headed away, so they got it away all right. And now it's Hamer. He's shrugged off it on this occasion, and it's picked up by Force. Plays it back into the area. McFadzean gets a touch on the ball to get it away from immediate danger. It's back with Middlesbrough again, though, on the right-hand side with Mowat. Alex Mowat, short ball in field for McGree. He's going to go for a shot. It's deflected off McFadzean and out for another corner.
Yeah, worth an effort from there. What is it, 25, 30 yards out? Ball does a lot, actually. They're horrible for goalkeepers. You can see that one bending, but thankfully McFadzean got his big frame in the way, and Coventry concede another corner.
The Middlesbrough corner, this time on the left-hand side. And taken by McNair. The strange thing of the centre half taking corners on. McFadzean heads it away under no real pressure, but just looked slightly panicked. 2 Coventry City defenders going for the ball inside the 6-yard box. They got it away, but it's now with McGree for Middlesbrough, who gets a bit of a lucky bounce, plays the ball into the penalty area. It's just too high for Archer inside the penalty area, and the Sky Blues are relieved to get a throw in.
Yeah, just have a little breather now. Kill the game a bit. They've had a 2-minute bit of momentum there. A couple of corners, kept the pressure on. Good defending, see it out for a throw-in.
In the Champions League, Manchester City have taken the lead against Real Madrid through Bernardo Silva. They lead 1-0, therefore 2 on their aggregate.
Another good header, wasn't it, from Carl McFadzean from the corner in. It was on his inside, 6 yards out. I was looking where Ben Wilson was. Could he have come? Was he being held by the man on him? But again, as he does so well, McFadzean bossing that 6-yard area.
Middlesbrough trying to break again, but McFadzean letting the ball bounce out, convinced it was going to be a Coventry City throw, but the advice of the assistant to his referee is that's a Middlesbrough throw. So it's going to be taken by Tommy Smith. Let's throw back to Mowat, plays it back into his own half to McNair. Middlesbrough have gone all the way back to their keeper now. Stefan, Gyökeres slowly moving towards him. Stefan passes it just past Gyökeres. Doesn't leave himself much margin for error, the Middlesbrough keeper. And now it's Tommy Smith on the right for Middlesbrough, battling with his fellow number 14, or his opposite number 14, Ben Sheaf. Good tackle comes in from Liam Kelly, and Bidwell gets the ball to Sheaf, back to Kelly. Not such a great pass that time, though, from Kelly. And this time he commits the foul on Chuba Akpom, and that'll be a free kick to Middlesbrough. About 25 yards out, could be an opportunity here for Middlesbrough. Definitely caught him, Kelly.
Yeah, he did catch him. It's one of those. Akpon sees it coming, just puts his foot where Kelly's going to try and nick the ball, win a free kick. Dangerous area. Again, 35 yards out. Mowatt's on it. He's going to try one of those shots where it moves up and down in front of the goalkeeper. Or they're going to be cute and try and get something on the far post.
Kelly's frustrated because he's given the square ball away, hasn't he? And he's wanting to do something about it. I think it's always a dangerous pass, the square ball halfway into your own half.
Well, it's Alex Mowat is the only Middlesbrough player over this ball.
Yeah, it's going to be a cross, I think.
And he does chip it in. Dangerous looking ball. It's half headed away. It's still there. McGree with a shot. And it's just about got away by Liam Kelly. And now the Sky Blues might counter attack with Gyökeres, who's turned his man. And Gyökeres now eventually ran out of space, and Middlesbrough get it out for a Sky Blues throw.
Oh, there was a moment, wasn't there? He's 1 for 1. I thought he was going to put those burners on and get through, but just couldn't manage it. It was stifled out in the end with the Middlesbrough defending. Good defending at the other end from Kelly as well.
It's great. Yeah, Kelly Horse, great positioning, great contact on the clearance, and it's great play by Vic. You know, getting us up the pitch. Great striker play up there on his own. He's got his team 60 yards up the pitch.
Here's Norton Cuffy now for Coventry City on the right wing. Oh, he's gone through one defender. He's tackled, but the ball runs for Kelly to Gyökeres. Oh, that wasn't the most intelligent passes back because Norton Cuffy was clearly offside. And the flag goes up.
Well, it's a shame that it was a good move. Kelly, he is a yard offside, we can see that, but Coventry had 3 players in the box. Jamie Allen was arriving with Gyökeres, Hamer was there, but Jamie Bidwell getting in on the far post was making that extra man as well, and if he'd have stayed onside, we've had bodies in the box.
Probably if he'd just taken a step back a bit quicker there, Norton Cuffy.
Yeah. I think we've just got... It's quite hectic, isn't it? But I think if we can just polish up on our decision making, not so much our final ball, our decision making, like the Bidwell one, for example, does he need to put it across first time? He's 3 or 4 yards clear of his fullback. Maybe he can have a touch and let Coventry players get into the box. I think the decision making is the key one.
Just over half an hour gone, and we're still at 0-0. So Middlesbrough now have it. There's a foul given against McFadzean. Middlesbrough crowd are baying for a yellow card. The referee has just given a free kick, no more.
Well, it was Akpon that wanted the first foul, then it was Arter that returned. Coventry were never going to get away with both.
I think they're saying there was a bit of afters with McFadzean here.
Yeah, he stumbled over him, I think, to be fair. Anyway, free kick is taken. And through ball from Middleton. McFadzean makes a good tackle, and now it's Hamer for Coventry City, looking to find Gyökeres. The pass isn't quite good enough, and it's intercepted, and it's put the Sky Blues under pressure now on the left-hand side with McGree. He plays the ball in field to Hackney, comes back into the middle. Sky Blues have got players behind the ball now, and it's with Smith moving out towards the right, where he finds force in field to Mowat. Now back into the Middlesbrough half, and it's McNair to Mowat, and Paddy McNair again, the Northern Ireland international, plays the ball forward for Force, who stretches for that one and gets the ball and gets it to Mowat. Now McGree chips it into the penalty area, headed away, and it's dealt with as Gyökeres picks up the loose ball. It was Doyle with a defensive header. Gyökeres is penalised after it looked a bit of a 50-50 clash with Paddy McNair.
Yeah, it probably was. He changed his lane of running, didn't he, just to try and leave a bit on him and get shoulders on him. But the one before, where we're in an ideal position, Hamer and Vic have played together long enough now to be on the same page there, haven't they? I think if there's grass to be run into, I don't know why Hamer's giving it to his feet. Put it in behind, let him run.
Doyle has now committed a foul, and well, the crowd, these referees pointing to where a number of fouls are made. I think it's almost a team yellow for Callum Doyle. For the number of fouls that Coventry City have committed.
I think so, yeah. Doyle has committed 2 or 3, but you're not going to get away with them all the time, especially when the crowd are as loud as this. They're baying for blood. Sometimes the referee feels they've got to do something.
So Callum Doyle on the yellow, along with Middlesbrough's Tommy Smith.
Was it Smith or Mowat?
Oh, it was Smith, yeah.
Was it?
Yeah. We'll find out if one of them commits another yellow card offence. I think I'm pretty sure it was. Anyway, it's a free kick for Middlesbrough taken by Mowat, who finds McNair. Paddy McNair striding forward, curls across in. McNally gets his head to it, but it will come back again. Ryan Giles encouraged to shoot by the crowd. He said he crosses, and he almost finds Chuba Akpom, but it just goes beyond him and out for a goal kick.
Yeah, some quality crosses coming in from those inside wide positions. Ryan Giles, where is it? Riley McCree can deliver. And it's only going to be a matter of time if Coventry allow those crosses to keep coming in before somebody like Archer or Akpom get on the end of them.
Well, the speculation is that Ryan Giles might finally find himself in the Wolves first team squad next season. This is his 7th club on loan from Wolves for the 23-year-old, including, of course, the Sky Blues.
I thought he struggled on Saturday.
Yeah, here's a chance for the Sky Blues. It's Hamer finding Allen. Allen tried to get a shot in and couldn't. Was he fouled from behind? No great appeals from the Sky Blues players. And it was a good ball from Hamer to Allen.
Lovely touch from Gyökeres to Hamer there. Nice ball from Hamer into Allen, and Allen will be disappointed. Actually, he's not made better use of that. Should have got across the man. Probably finished it with his left foot, I think.
Yeah, it was good defending, wasn't it?
He just got a touch of the ball, didn't he, as Allen was about to pull the trigger.
Well, that's a link-up play, Gary, you're talking about between Gyökeres and Hamer, isn't it?
Yeah. When it's one touch, it allows that third man run, and it was almost perfect. But going back to Giles, I thought he struggled Sunday a bit. He had that moment second half for 10 minutes where he gave 3 or 4 silly balls away. But look, at home he looks like he really turns it on, and he has the confidence to get forward, and he's end product, and he's even defending well there at the back post.
Yeah, he's a converted fullback though, isn't he? I mean, he's a wide man really. He likes to play wing back, loves to play forward. Defending's not his model, his trait really.
Throw in the Coventry Sydney after Middlesbrough gifted them it, and Hamer plays the ball all the way back in his own half, actually behind McNally, who now faces McGree on his shoulder, so plays it back to Ben Wilson. Wilson very calmly plays it with his second touch, long ball into the Middlesbrough half. But it's Tommy Smith from Middlesbrough. Just giving a little clip there by Hamer, just as after he played the ball. And Hamer's challenging him again here, and Bidwell gets a boot on the ball that might come for Jamie Allen. It does. He's bringing the ball down and now gets it to Hamer. Back to Sheaf, who exchanges passes with Bidwell. It's back to halfway, and Doyle. The Sky Blues collect themselves and start again from inside their own half. Ben Sheaf chips it over the top for Bidwell to chase, and if the ball bounces kindly, Bidwell will get there. Again, he's gone for the first time cross, but he's not got his boot around it, and it's gone out for a goal kick.
It's a good play. It's a positive run, it's a positive run in behind. It's a great ball from Sheaf. Can he have a touch to keep it in play, or just arrive there a bit faster to keep it in play and deliver first time? But
Mark Robbins gave him some advice as he ran back into position.
I think the difference in the teams is if Coventry had the end product of their width and their fullbacks quality across, I think that's what this Coventry team are missing, that decision making and end product in wide areas.
It's Middlesbrough now on halfway, still 0-0. The ball's played forward by Smith, who gets a second chance after it was intercepted by Bidwell, and now it's Mowat, who squares it into the centre circle for Hackney. He plays the ball forward to McGree, out to the left wing for Giles, who gets the cross in. It's a powerful cross, and Bidwell was taking no chances. He's done well, actually, Bidwell, to leave it out for a throw-in rather than a corner. Yeah,
they're horrible for full-backs, wing-backs there. You get a deep cross, you're not quite sure what your man that's you're supposed to be marking is doing. Is he dropping off? Is he right up your backside? You've really got to get something on it, and it looks soft when you give a corner away or a throw-in in this area, but you've got to play safety first sometimes.
Throw into Middlesbrough by the corner flag on their right. Sky Blues fans making a bit more noise. 7 minutes to go to half-time. There'll be a couple of minutes of stoppage time. The ball's played across the Sky Blues penalty area. Akpom's up for it. Might get a second chance. He wants the penalty. Great. The referee waves it away, and Ben Wilson collects the ball and punts it upfield straight away, looking for Gyökeres. It just deflects out towards the Middlesbrough left, and they'll clear.
McNally got his body in there, didn't he, really well? He didn't even touch the ball. He just was strong, rolled Akpom. You can see why he's claiming for a penalty, but he's just stood his ground and let Wilson come and claim it.
And then Ben Wilson, I think, does well. Get the ball away, get it up the pitch before the fans or the manager or the referee can reconsider his decision.
Yeah, Middlesbrough now down the right-hand side with Smith. Plays it out to the right. And then comes into Mowat. Mowat out to the left-hand side for McGree. McGree running towards the penalty area. Plays it out to the left to Ryan Giles. Giles moving towards the byline, pulls the cross back. Oh, it can't be reached by Bidwell, and Force with a shot. And Bidwell throws his body in front of Force and makes the block. Corner Middlesbrough.
Yeah, it's a great block, but he needed to do it because I think he was the one that missed the first header, wasn't he? He's got a lot of time to look at it, came to win it, got underneath it a bit, but recovered really well as the ball dropped for Force. He got close enough and managed to block a goal-bound shot.
Middlesbrough again on the right-hand side with Mowat. He curls it in. That will be more easily dealt with. It's cleared and it might come for Gyökeres. He's inside his own half and he loses it. And Middlesbrough are able to get some momentum forward as a result. Sheaf is trying to stop Archer and manages to avoid fouling him. But Archer's inside the penalty area now. Good tackle from McNally. Well, Sheaf's asking for an offside. I think McNally played it, so it couldn't be offside.
Coventry, man. But again, I'm going to nitpick with Vic. He's trying to do something on the first touch again with the chest control instead of standing his ground, planting his feet, making. If he gets first contact there, he should be winning a free kick.
I couldn't agree more with you. He's got Alders in possession there. That's a decent ball to Alders in possession. Get us up the pitch.
It's just them dark arts we talk about. Plant your feet, get first contact, win a foul.
But here is now. We've got to win a foul there, and that'll be a card for McNair. So yellow card for one of the Middlesbrough centre halves. Gyökeres turned him and McNair pulled him back and gets the yellow.
Yeah, that's good. A great turn from Gyökeres. So we're just telling him about getting hold of it. That was a lot harder to get hold of. He did brilliantly there.
It was, but look at he's planted. He can feel the defender. When he's constantly going to the ball and receiving, still running towards the ball, he can't feel the defender. So the defender's reading where his touch is going. Once you plant and feel the defender, they've got to run through you.
Free kick to the Sky Blues inside their own half. Comes back to the free kick taker, McFadzean. He's going to try and find Norton Cuffy out on the right wing. He's headed away by a defender before Norton Cuffy can get to it, though. And Middlesbrough may pick it up here with Chuba Akpom in the centre circle. So good work from Gore, but the ball runs kindly for Middlesbrough with Mowat.
I think McNair on a yellow card as well is good news for Coventry. He's man for man a lot of the time with Gyökeres, and he's going to have to be careful.
Both right side defenders.
Middlesbrough trying to attack there, and they want a free kick. The referee's not interested. It's picked up by Norton Cuffy. 1 or 2 shouts. Just a reminder that there is no VAR in the playoff semi-finals. There will be in the playoff final. So not today, which is why the game flows so much better. Middlesbrough have it on the halfway line, 0-0 still. It's got 3 minutes or so, plus a couple of minutes of first half stoppage time to go. And we'll be 3/4 of the way through the tie in normal time at least. And so far, we still haven't had a breakthrough. Not for the want of trying tonight by both teams. But neither side has found a way through yet. Middlesbrough have a throw in on the far side. Their left. Ryan Giles steals a few metres and taking this throw. Throws it to McGree. Comes back to Giles. And Middlesbrough take it back into their own half. It's a chip down the left by Mowat. It's an awkward one for Norton Cuffy to deal with. Giles gets past Norton Cuffy, but McFadzean comes across and makes the tackle. Middlesbrough throw.
How many times have we said that this season? Again, McFadzean, he doesn't really want to leave the centre of the pitch, but he's alive to the fact that Norton Cuffy's struggling. Was it Giles or McCree got the better of him? McFadzean's read it, managed to put it into touch.
Giles is getting far too much joy down that left.
Oh, here's McCree. He gets into the penalty area, but Kelly comes across this time to tidy up. And now it's back with Middlesbrough again, and it's Mowat. There's the ball back, and it comes into the middle to Smith. And it's a through ball played by Lenihan, but he's overhit it. Idea was right, trying to find McGree, but he overdid it. Goal kick, Coventry City.
He did, but Coventry were well set up there, defending well. Luke McNally had gone with the runner, and even if it had been a really good ball, I don't think Coventry would have been particularly worried or concerned or stretched with that one.
Latest in the Champions League, Manchester City are now 2-0 up against Real Madrid. Bernardo Silva's got his second. 3-1 up on aggregate. This one is a bit tighter as the Sky Blues fans, 2,000 of them, once again sing the Sky Blues song. Still very much in this tie at 0-0. And Bidwell plays the ball crossing the middle, and it's clear only as far as McNally, who looks to find Allen but doesn't, and picked up by Giles, and then McNally commits a foul on Archer. I think McNally's going to get away with a warning. It wasn't a particularly bad tackle, but it did stop Archer in his tracks somewhat. However, the referee is content to warn him, which is fairly consistent referee. He's only got the yellow card out when it's been absolutely nailed on, arguably. Anyway, free kick to Middlesbrough. The last minute of normal time in this first half. Never a good time to concede, of course, but now would be a particularly bad time for Coventry to concede just before half-time.
Yeah, they didn't do this at the CBS. They've got a free kick, and at long last they think, right, we're going to, I presume, put a cross in. Lenahan's gone forward. They know it's near the end of the first half. They're going to try and see if they can combat Coventry early.
Well, McGree back heels at the end. They just pass it around, but they haven't again. The ball's chipped out towards the right-hand side, and that's beaten everybody. Oh, there's a bit of afters there from Force on Bidwell. The referee's given a free kick to Coventry City. We'll have a word with Force here.
I can tell you, I know a few centre halves that would be going spare. Actually, you know, you go 60 yards up from the halfway line for a ball in the box. You fancy yourself, and it's played short.
But he's not going to go spare at his centre half, mate, is he? Who's taking the free kick? Stick together.
I'm not sure what Ben Wilson's taken the ball. Was that off a free kick out on the left wing? Anyway, or maybe
it hit the corner flag and went out for a goal.
Did it? Okay.
Yeah, so he must have left
it. The referee just did warn Force for the infringement. Anyway, it's a goal kick to the Sky Blues. 3 minutes of first half stoppage time to be played. And there's still no nearer, really, knowing who's going to go through in this tie. Liam Kelly gets his head to it. Now Bidwell back to goal. It's played down the right-hand side. Oh, McFadden was looking for an offside that was never there. Wilson's come outside his penalty area. That's an awkward one for him in the end. He has to settle for hoofing it in touch.
Yeah, I like that type of goalkeeper. That's exactly what I would have done.
Yeah, no long kick for him this time. We just got it into the crowd, throw into Middlesbrough, level with the Sky Blues penalty area. There's still time for Middlesbrough. Sky Blues have got to defend this situation. It's McGree. There's the ball back to Mowat. Oh, now he's found Hackney in space here, and he plays it out of the right to Force. Back into Hackney, can't get the shot in, neither can Archer. There was a crucial tackle there from Kelly, I think it was, to deny Archer. Looked as if he was going to have a really good chance.
Yeah, great interception.
The Sky Blues are counter-attacking meanwhile with Hamer. Played a long ball for Allen to chase. Defender gets his head to it. Gyökeres gives chase. Middlesbrough will get it clear, but only as far as Kelly. Now Hamer for Sheaf. Ben Sheaf turns forward to Allen. Lets it run for Gyökeres. Now to Sheaf again on the right-hand side, level with the penalty area. Still a minute to go to half-time. It's Kelly. Plays the ball back to McNally. Can the Sky Blues conjure up one chance before half-time? On the right wing now with Hamer. Gustavo Hamer out to the far right to Norton Cuffy. He gives it back to Hamer. They're trying to find space. Oh, great ball from Hamer to Sheaf. Pulls it back for Gyökeres, who tried to touch it for somebody to get on the end of it. There was nobody there. And now Middlesbrough counter-attack. And there's danger here as Archer runs towards goal. A great defending from McFadden. Corner's given to Middlesbrough, who are furious. They felt Hamer committed a foul off the ball, and the referee has yellow carded Gustavo Hamer.
You can only imagine Vic got a call off Bidwell, but it probably just an over rather than a flick. But I think Ben Sheaf can probably take another touch and go on his own. It's a great through ball.
And now this corner, we have had the 3 minutes, but the referee is likely to let the corner be taken. It's on the right-hand side for Middlesbrough Scobbers. They've just got to get it clear. That should be enough. The half-time whistle should go if they do that. The corner is floated in and headed towards goal. And Ben Wilson makes the save. And that is half-time, as Darragh Lenihan has denied right on the end of the half. It's given Middlesbrough fans something to cheer at the close, but either side could have scored in those closing minutes. But at half-time, it is Middlesbrough 0, Coventry City 0. Here we are again, Steve Igrizovic.
We are very entertaining first half, actually, and we still can't separate these sides. We talked about the formation, Coventry playing 4 players. They had that slight tactical change, but there's been a tactical change on the pitch as well. They've been a lot more aggressive and a lot braver in this away leg. They pressed higher up the pitch, and you know, that suited them. I think that's the reason why they've had such a good first half. They had the first chance when there was a bad back pass under pressure. Gyökeres probably should have done a little bit better, and the goalkeeper Stefan made a good save with his right hand to keep him out. Allen had a chance midway through that half, didn't he, when Gyökeres and Hamer combined well, but you can feel, and it probably encapsulated that last period just before half time when Coventry had a great threat going forward, lovely move, nearly created a chance themselves. Gyökeres didn't keep us in possession on the edge of our own box, and before you know where you are, Middlesbrough breaking. Hamer has to take a yellow card, and I think, didn't see, was it Kelly that made the final intersection that stopped Middlesbrough breaking? So, you know, it's a really good game plan, but it can be dangerous if you lose it the way that they did right at the death there.
Gary McSheffrey, where do you see this one going now?
Yeah, it's still there, is it? It's still there for either team. I think Coventry shocked Middlesbrough how they started the game. What it did, it made Middlesbrough all of a sudden have to up their ball speed, play one touch more often. They've got players capable of doing it. Some of their link-up play again has been superb, but what that does do when you're playing one touch as well, it gives you opportunity to intercept and counter, and it's been a bit end-to-end, and you know, I just think the decision making is going to be key. Their threat on the left hand side is they're knocking on the door. Can we nullify that? Can we tactically come up with something at half time to nullify that? But can we keep making them entries into their box? If we can make 3 more in the second half, I fancy us to put 1 away.
So there we are at half-time here at Middlesbrough. We're still waiting for the deadlock to be broken. It is Middlesbrough 0, Coventry City 0 on the night. It's 0-0 on aggregate. You're listening to BBC CWR, the sound of the Sky Blues.
BBC Sounds.
Need more than 90 minutes? Hello and welcome to Football Daily. Can't get enough cricket chat.
Welcome to Tailenders. My name is Greg James.
Silva has scored both of the Manchester City goals, which means they lead by 3 goals to 1 on aggregate. The FA Women's Super League, Arsenal beat Everton 4-1 away. Everton finishing with 10 players, and Chelsea are 1-0 up away to West Ham in the first half of the Women's Super League. And for followers of Scottish football, Airdrie lead Hamilton Academicals by 1-0 in the Championship playoffs. They're well into the second half in that game. Here it remains 0-0. You can comment, text 81333, start your message CWR. You can WhatsApp 08000 321 333. Again, start your message with the letters CWR. Nick's is very similar to Sunday, quite happy so far. Need to get hold of the ball and keep it better still. 50-50, still 50-50, says Nick. And Neil from Walsgrave, is there a technique to breathe in? Because I'm struggling here. Not sure whether to close my eyes and wait for the final whistle. Just cannot cope on. It could get worse. We could have extra time. We could have penalties. Who knows? Or can it be decided inside 45 minutes? If you can bear it, let's have a little reminder of some of the action from the first half here at the Riverside.
BBC CWR Sport.
The sound of the Sky Blues.
And Middlesbrough win possession possession with Force, who dispossessed Doyle, gets the ball into the penalty area. It comes back to Force, whose shot is blocked and goes across the penalty area. And Middlesbrough pick it up again. They won't fall off taking the lead in 20 seconds here. Middlesbrough come forward now from the left. Cross it! Oh, as Doyle gets a touch onto it. That was a good ball in from Giles. It needed someone to get on the end of it. Fortunately for the Sky Blues, nobody did. And Doyle was able to clear. Oh, there's a break off at Middlesbrough. Liam Kelly missed his tackle, and Middlesbrough have it just outside the Sky Blues penalty. Oh, what a good tackle! What a good tackle from Kyle McFadzean to deny Cameron Archer, who was preparing to shoot. Oh, and then Gyökeres has intercepted a back pass. Oh, the keeper makes a good save. Gyökeres goes down and looks at the referee. I think the keeper did get a hand on the ball.
It's Alex Mowat is the only Middlesbrough player over this ball, and he does chip it in. Dangerous looking ball. It's half-headed away. It's still McGree with a shot, and it's just about got away by Liam Kelly. It's a chance for the Sky Blues. It's Hamer finding Allen. Allen trying to get a shot in and couldn't. Was he fouled from behind? No great appeals from the Sky Blues players. It was a good ball from Hamer to Allen. Giles moving towards the byline, pulls the cross back. Oh, it can't be reached by Bidwell, and Force with a shot, and Bidwell throws his body in front of Force and makes the block. Hackney in space here, and he plays it out of the right to Force, back into Hackney, can't get the shot in, neither can Archer. There was a crucial tackle in there from Kelly, I think it was, to deny Archer. It looked as if he was going to have a really good chance. It's on the right hand side for Middlesbrough. Scummers have just got to get it clear. That should be enough. The half-time whistle should go if they do that. The corner is floated in and headed towards goal, and Ben Wilson makes the save. And that is half-time, as Darragh Lenihan is denied right on the end of the half.
On BBC.
Yes, we're just so close to the end now. Let's go.
5 pairs of ordinary Brits on an epic journey.
Is there a prize at the end?
£20,000.
With no phones.
You think we're first, I think we're last.
No flights.
We're back in the game.
I'm excited now.
And no luxuries.
With someone's false eyelashes.
No, I'm so sorry, we'll get there first.
Race across the world.
This gives me vibes.
Watch on BBC iPlayer.
BBC CWR Sports.
The sound of the Sky Blues.
It's an evening game here at Middlesbrough. It's actually still pretty warm, though, here at the Riverside. The players flagged a bit at the end of the game at the arena on Sunday in that 12 o'clock kickoff because of the heat. They're going to have plenty more work to do. I suppose the Luton manager, Rob Edwards, will be the happiest, and this goes to extra time and penalties. He gets an extra day. Mind you, we've got a bit of time before the final. But Martin, the Middlesbrough fans made plenty of noise at the start, but the Sky Blues have just, I think, managed to take a little bit of the sting out of the home crowd.
Yeah, I think so. By the way, Rob Edwards is here tonight.
Yeah.
We saw the pictures earlier. But yes, I mean, it was a raucous, raw, shall we speak, a rousing introduction to both sets of players before the game with the flag, the shiny bits of paper behind one goal. It was quite hard to sort of gather your thoughts together, really, such as the level of the noise. But you know, when Middlesbrough are going forward, certainly they crank up the volume, but they don't sing too much. And Coventry at times, their fans, our fans, really trying their best in that corner away in front of us. It's they're certainly doing their best to try and cheer on their players, which they're certainly going to need as this second half wears on.
BBC CWR, there'll be more reaction to this on the Breakfast with Phil tomorrow morning from 6 o'clock, however late it finishes tonight here in Middlesbrough, and more reactions throughout the day on BBC CWR. Don't forget, you can get the fans' reaction with the fan cast, which drops regularly on BBC Sounds. Lorna Bailey and a group of fans will discuss tonight's game and maybe look forward to Wembley, hopefully. You'll be able to get that on BBC Sounds, and all previous episodes of the fan cast will appear there. Substitute options for the Sky Blues. Obviously got Simon Moore in goal. They've got Jonathan Panzer, Josh Wilson, Esbrand, Sean Maguire, Fakati Dabo, Matty Godden, of course, and Josh Eccles. Steve Grizovic You think might be reasonably happy with the way things are going. When does he think about making changes?
Well, he'll be looking for signs of tiredness, or he'll be looking to see if there's a shift in the balance of the game. Other than that, I think he'll be quite happy with the way things are gone. And you know, we talked about a plan B. We talked about putting Matty Godden on a little bit later, and you know, I'm pretty sure that might happen, but it's not a definite. I mean, if this game's 0-0 at 60, 70 minutes, I like the shape. It's working well in midfield. Having that extra man means that, you know, Coventry can lock in on the likes of Alec Mowat and Aidan Hackney, the ones who start the play, and you know, it's disrupted their flow a little bit. So you know, why would you change it if you know, if it feels it's working well?
Well, both sets of players are out there. All the Sky Blues players are out there. The Middlesbrough players are emerging in the second half here. And again, the crowd waving these Middlesbrough flags they've been handed. And whether they all get sort of tossed away and left in their seats at the end of the game or kept as souvenirs may depend on what sort of second half we get here at Riverside. So everyone's out there. Middlesbrough still got a couple of discs on the pitch while they do some running around. Sky Blues then with Ben Wilson in goal. A back three of McFadden in the middle, McNally and Doyle either side of him. Norton, Cuffy and Bidwell the wing backs as we get underway in the second half. Kelly and Sheaf in midfield with Allen and Hamer, and the main front player is Victor Gyökeres. Middlesbrough kick the ball forward straight away. That'll bounce out for a throw-in. They line up with Stephen in goal. Smith, McNair's on a yellow card, Lenihan and Giles at the back. Mowat and Hackney, and then Force, Akpon and McGree behind Cameron Archer, the main front player. So two Middlesbrough defenders, Tommy Smith the right back and Paddy McNair at centre half on yellow cards. Sky Blues, one of their three central defenders, Cameron Doyle, as is Gustavo Hamer. Here is Doyle with a bit of space out to the left wing for Bidwell, who fires a cross in just beyond the reach of Victor Gyökeres. Good start to the second half for Coventry City.
Yeah, it is a good start. Switched it from the right-hand side here out to Bidwell on the left-hand side. Lovely cross in, and Gyökeres wasn't far away from making contact there.
It's Norton Cuffy with a throw to Hamer, 1-2 with Gyökeres, lays it off for Allen. Allen tried to thread it through to Hamer, it was intercepted. Allen does well to win it back to Norton Cuffy on the right, back to Jamie Allen, moves inside the penalty area, fires it across goal, the keeper stretches and grabs it with both hands. And Gary McSheffrey, a lively, promising start for Coventry City.
Good play, good interplay, good one-touch play around the box. 1-2s, Norton Cuffy, good start to the second half. Positive driving forward. Bidwell's first touch of the second half is a great cross, so good positives from Coventry coming out of the second half.
Hamer just penalised for a foul, which is a slight concern as he's on a yellow, but Middlesbrough now have the ball on the left wing, and McGree is forced backwards by Sheaf, and McGree again all the way back to his keeper, who's come out of his penalty area, Stephen, to collect the ball. Still 0-0. This tie still in the balance as it has been since they kicked off at noon on Sunday at the Coventry Building Society Arena. Middlesbrough now play it out to the left-hand side for Giles. Has he kept that in? The assistant referee says yes, he has. And McFadden has to get across and stop McGree. Some of the crowd shouted handball. It clearly wasn't. No appeals to the Middlesbrough players. And McFadden gets the ball long into the Middlesbrough half, and it's collected by Paddy McNair, Middlesbrough defender.
And not for the first time this evening, Carl McFadden doing exactly what you want one of your centre-backs to do. Your leading centre-back is to be covering either side, sees the danger, the ball's over the top of McNally, he's across the cover and clear the danger.
Throw into Coventry City halfway inside their own half. Could it be one moment of inspiration, one mistake, one key moment to decide who goes to Wembley to take on Luton Town? Rob Edwards, to say the Luton manager, probably hoping for extra time, penalties and a few red cards thrown in as well. It's a throw into Coventry City just inside their own half. Luton already through. 2-0 winners at home to Sunderland last night, giving them a 3-2 aggregate victory. Here's Liam Kelly for Coventry City, but the ball had gone out. Hamer's ball out to the left, judged by the assistant referee to have crossed the line. So it's a Middlesbrough throw out on the far side. Real tension here now at the Riverside. Two teams have gone toe-to-toe, not much between them. Fountain's header's a little on the weak side that time, although he did get out towards the wing. Now Doyle clears, it's lobbed back in again. Doyle tries to get a touch on it. Middlesbrough have it, and McFountain clears more decisively this time. It'll be a Middlesbrough throw inside the Coventry City half. On the Middlesbrough right. Sky Blues fans at the moment in good voice. They win the possession from the throw-in, and Allen's ball just didn't quite find Hamer. Had made a run down the left wing. Now McFadzean clears. Certainly Hamer and probably Gyökeres couldn't chase that, because Hamer was offside, and I think Gyökeres probably was as well.
Well, I can understand Hamer being offside there because he was the furthest forward, but Gyökeres shouldn't be. Lazy strikers play that.
Middlesbrough now with Akpom. He's tackled well by Sheaf, and it lands for Gyökeres. Sheaf continues his run. Gyökeres feeds him. Sheaf into the penalty area. Pulls it back. Allen tries to get the shot in, and is cleared just in front of the line. And then Gyökeres tries to get on the end of it, and only manages to kick the defender. What a chance for Coventry City. They're unable to take it.
I mean, that's how Coventry get the chances. They break really well. Gyökeres plays the ball in left. It's pulled back. Jamie Allen has only got to get good contact with his left foot, and Coventry are 1-up.
I don't understand how he slices it. It's not even behind him. It's just a side foot punch into the net, and totally gets it wrong. It's a great overlap from Sheaf. Finds the spare man. You work on them overload finishing drills all week to get that opportunity in a game, a 3v2. They find the spare man, and we can't put it away. But it's a good start. It's a great chance. But
they're your clinical starts. You know, you've got to be clinical in those areas. If you're going to win a game, you've got to put those type of chances away.
Yeah, I'll be disappointed. Stretching back a little bit, Jamie Allen, that couldn't get it on target. And a chance not taken by the Sky Blues. Now they need to try and create another one. And it's Middlesbrough inside their own half. They found Mowat in lots of space. He plays the ball offside. The flag goes up. Misses anyway, by the way. Attempted volley. Doesn't make contact with it. And I said it before, if that was the final, we would have had to wait it till he got his shot in, because assistant would have kept his back. Tell you what, it was off. And I'm not going to do it, because it annoyed me a little bit when I was watching the highlights of the first game, and the pundits, and I mean, I know Doc Goodman from my interviewing days when he was at Wolves and West Brom, and he's a great bloke, he's a very good pundit, but they will keep going on about, oh, that was really tight. Well, it might have been tight, but it was offside, so that was the disallowed goal that Middlesbrough had in the first game. Anyway, here's Norton Cuffey for Coventry City. Into the centre circle finds Kelly. He lays it off for Doyle. Doyle now plays it out towards Gyökeres. The header clear, only goes as far as Sheaf, and he tried to thread it through to Bibble, who had space on the left, but the pass wasn't quite executed correctly and was intercepted. And now Middlesbrough bring it out of their own half. And Sky Blues pressing them and keeping them pegged back. Darragh Lenihan back to his keeper. And now it comes out to the right for Middlesbrough. Try and launch something with Hackney playing the ball out to McGree. It comes back to McNair, who's put under pressure by Gyökeres. Hits the ball quite hard back to his keeper, but Stefan deals with it well. Middlesbrough have it again inside their own territory. Here's Hackney now on the left-hand side. Always run past Allen. Has Hackney, and now a reverse ball out to the left-hand side, but he picks up Archer. Good tackle by McNally. Throw in Middlesbrough.
Yeah, good defending, 1v1 from McNally there.
Yeah, he's a tricky customer, isn't he, Archer? He's on loan from Villa, got quick feet. Yeah. I've been interested to see how long he lasts. He normally comes off after about 60-70 minutes. And replaced by somebody like Force, but Force is starting now. Be interested to see if he stays on a little bit longer.
Yeah, I don't think he brings him off at 0-0 in the playoff semis. I don't think that'll go down to. Well, I hope that miss doesn't affect Allen's. He's had a quiet 3 or 4 minutes since that chance. I hope it doesn't affect his game, because he's looked lively.
Middlesbrough play the ball long, and McGree's onside here and goes over McNally's head, but McGree is adjudged to have committed a foul. Hasn't gone down very well with the home crowd. Referee well placed. Besides, there was a little shove there, and it's a free kick to Coventry City, which McFadzean has taken and found Norton Cuffy on the right, moving up towards the halfway line with Kelly. He plays it back to McNally. Kyle McFadzean again, out to his left to Doyle. Coventry City still inside their own half. Bidwell made a run down the left, but no long pass came to him. And Hamer's pass for Sheaf wasn't his best, and Sheaf couldn't quite reach it. Middlesbrough clear. So Norton Cuffy will hope to pick this one up. It's bound. He wants it to bounce out for a throw, which it duly does. And he takes the throw himself and finds McNally. Now Kyle McFadzean, halfway inside his own half. Stadium noise cranks up as we wait for a breakthrough. Bidwell now fed by Hamer, gives it to Gyökeres on the left wing. Gyökeres tries to go past his defender, can't. Smith has almost run that out for a corner. He just about managed to keep it in, but Hamer picks it up again on the left. Middlesbrough made the right mess of that, and Hamer fires it out towards Norton Cuffy on the right, but he's nowhere near reaching that. It's a goal kick.
Well played by Hamer, though. He locked on. Lenihan tried to clear. He was the first in there to win the ball. And for 1 minute, I thought he was going to have a crack from about 30-35 yards. He didn't. He tried to find Norton Cuffy. It was just a little bit too hard for him.
Just looking at the action replay again of Alan Smith. I mean, he almost got lucky that almost landed into Gyökeres' path, but it was just too far ahead of him, and he couldn't reach it.
It's the best chance of the game, isn't it?
Yeah. Long ball forward by Middlesbrough, and Doyle having to deal with this, and the pressure forces really well, Doyle, actually. But then Kelly gets to do a spot of bother. He's won the ball back. Middlesbrough want a free kick and don't get it, but they do have the ball again. And again, the player goes down. They want a free kick. They don't get it, but Kelly's tackled. And here's Akpom from Middlesbrough. Across comes Hamer to do some defending and win the goal kick. Good work by Hamer. Chuba Akpom's complaining. He thought it should have been a corner. The goal kick is the decision.
Just got to be really careful with them turnovers of possession 30 yards from your own goal. 2 opportunities there to keep the ball or clip it up the line, and giving it away cheap, inviting the pressure.
Oh, goodness me. We didn't think we'd be this late in the season. We're still not knowing whether Coventry City might even make it into the playoff final. And here we are, still on tenterhooks. Luke McNally for Coventry City. Holds on to the ball, chips it down the right. That'll be headed away. Norton Cuffy gets ahead to it, but can only head it backwards. Middlesbrough have it. Oh, they've given it away, and now Sheaf collects for Coventry City. Chips it over the top for Gyökeres. Yes. Can he reach there? He's got a touch on it. He's trying to get into position. It comes to Hamer. They can't get the shot in. They do now. And Gustavo Hamer scores for Coventry City. He took his time. He took the chance well. Gyökeres initially, fed by Sheaf. Gone round the back of the Middlesbrough defence. He couldn't quite turn it in, but Hamer did, and they celebrate in front of the Coventry City fans. How big a goal is that going to be in Coventry City's history? It's Middlesbrough 0, Coventry City 1. The Sky Blues lead 1-0 on aggregate.
And what a finish that was, by the way. I mean, listen, Coventry press. They force a turnover from Middlesbrough, square ball in midfield. It's through to Gyökeres, and you think the chance has gone. Gyökeres beats the goalkeeper 2 or 3 touches, but then Hamer takes over, cuts back, call as you like, fires it into the top left-hand corner. Coventry have got to leave Clive.
I tell you what, Gary Shepherd, what a finish that is by Hamer.
Behind it now, the camera. Yeah, what a finish. He's calm, he's collective. He knows he's got people on the line. As long as he uses the goalie as like a mannequin, if you like. Beat the goalie and you know it's going in the top corner. What a finish. This is what we talked about. This is the game plan. This will eat into our hands now. What we have got to make sure we don't do now is just sit back and soak pressure. We still have to be aggressive, try and nick it. They're going to come for it. Their fans are already getting behind them, supporting the team, but they're going to try and force it now. They've got to come out and score. This could eat into our hands for a counter-attacking goal. Great start to the second half.
Oh, and how cool was Gus Hamer with that finish, though? I mean, it looked as if he got all the time in the world. He just cut inside, took his time, picked his spot. I mean, that was world class.
Well, it was initially as well when Gyökeres was trying to get on the end of it. Hamer almost shoved him out of the way. So it's all right, Victor, leave this one to me.
You might have scored 20-odd goals this season, but this is how you do it.
Exactly. Gustavo Hamer, 10th goal of the season. And what a priceless one, but a long way still to go. It was interesting, they showed a picture of Mark Robbins, who immediately threw 2 arms in the air in celebration, but he didn't celebrate for long, because he knows there's a lot of work still for Coventry City to do here. Now Middlesbrough coming straight back out. Remember, the second top scorers in the championship, so they will believe. They get back into it, but they can't there with an offside against them. Free kick to the Sky Blues. 31 minutes to go. They're going to be the longest 31 minutes in Coventry season, Stephen Grzowicz.
Listen, we've got to look on the bright side. How well have Coventry been when they've got in front this season? I mean, they've been brilliant when they've been in front. And this is a type of game Middlesbrough are going to have to take even more chances now. There will be holes to break. We will get more chances to go forward. It's just whether we can, actually capitalise when we do.
You see the difference of a Ben Sheaf in the team as well, with that final little ball, that chip over the top, the perfect way to pass. He's such a cultured football player. Yeah. Brings massive quality to the team.
Absolutely. Here the Sky Blues again, and Kelly's pass is overhit. I tell you what, Ben Wilson will be the most unpopular player in Middlesbrough by the end of the game, because he is going to wind them up something rotten when he gets the chance, when he's got the ball and tries to delay things. But Middlesbrough give the ball away. Kelly collects for Coventry City, gets the ball again back from Sheaf. Middlesbrough, Kelly's come away with it again, but Middlesbrough now make the tackle. Now they come forward, an advantage play. That's Middlesbrough on the attack. It's Akpom, he's fouled.
Could that be a second yellow for Doyle?
McFadzean committed to the final foul. Middlesbrough trying to take a quick free kick. The referee wants to sort all this out. He's got his yellow card in his hand. That's from McFadzean for the foul on Akpom.
They're trying to get Doyle sent off. Then it will be a long 30 minutes.
It would. McFadzean now is getting pushed and shoved. It's a yellow card for him. That'll do, ref. That's all right. Mark the free kick. Good man. He is settling for that. So it does mean the Sky Blues have got 3 players, including 2 centre halves, on yellow cards. McFadzean joins Doyle and Hamer. A bit of afters between Akpom and McFadzean. McFadzean's now winding him up and having a laugh at him, or with him.
But again, middle of the pitch, you've got an opportunity to just put it back in where it came from. And we're trying to be a bit too tippy-tappy, 2 or 3 passes between the central midfielders. If it comes off, it's great, but it's important for 5 minutes after scoring. No nonsense, no risks, just territory, think territory.
Well, this is a free kick also that gives Middlesbrough a chance. Alex Mowat, the wall is lined up inside the D. He chips it into the penalty area. It gets around the back and it's headed away by Hamer. It was a clever routine from Middlesbrough, and Gustavo Hamer, the scorer of the goal, is right at the other end of the pitch to make a crucial interception.
Well, I don't know about a clever routine. I mean, it's a lovely ball in, isn't it? But Coventry have got to read that.
Yeah,
I think it's pretty obvious that Mowat's going to do that. It's over the top of McFadzean, another Coventry defender. I didn't catch who it was, switched off. And that could have been fatal for Coventry. Thankfully, the cross went straight to a Coventry player. Could easily have been different.
And Middlesbrough did equalise after going behind in the league game here on Monday. And here's Giles for them. His cross! And it's McFadzean. He clears it from the edge of the 6-yard box. The home crowd are getting behind their team. They've responded pretty well to going behind.
Yeah, there's that block of 3 central defenders again when you hit the byline and shove those low crosses in.
It was a slightly miscued pass. Will the Sky Blues be able to reach it? No, Middlesbrough get lucky. And they have it with McNair. Paddy McNair halfway inside the Sky Blues half. 1-0 the Sky Blues lead. Middlesbrough have it on the right-hand side. Is this going to be just half an hour of constant Middlesbrough pressure, or can the Sky Blues get the other end? Yeah, the tentative clearance there, wasn't it? It means Middlesbrough come again. Giles. They have dominated the possession, Middlesbrough. Here's Ryan Giles, plays the ball back
to Hackney. His pass, though, is straight to Hamer, who finds Jamie Allen. Jamie Allen now on the break. Gyökeres in support. Allen's going himself. He's gone all the way to the edge of the area. He shoots. It hits the defender. Could have gone anywhere. Defender actually recovered it, did Lenihan, and stopped it going out for a corner.
Well, he just ran out of legs, Jamie Allen. Another great break. I said they'll get chances on the break, and that was a good one. Gyökeres was free on the left-hand side. Hamer decided to shoot. Allen decided to shoot, but he couldn't get enough.
Here they go again. Bidwell's found Gyökeres on the left. I think he's onside. He is. Gyökeres now into the penalty area. He's still going. He's trying to get room for a shot. Victor Gyökeres. 3 defenders in front of him, and they block it. But it comes to Bidwell. He chips it across. Might be picked up by Hamer. Hamer on the right-hand side, near the byline. Holds on to it. Looks for options. Back to Norton Cuffy. Slides it into Sheaf. Back to Norton Cuffy. Couldn't quite get the shot, and it didn't sit up for him, and he was dispossessed. And now Middlesbrough counter-attack. They stream forward. McNally is given a chance to get the ball off Archer and takes it. But Middlesbrough have it again. It's frenetic stuff. Middlesbrough on the halfway line, desperately trying to find an equaliser. It's McGree, plays the ball out to the right-hand side.
I'll tell you what, they're a threat coming forward, but they're all over the place at the back.
This is where we just need to recover back into onside positions for the transitions, because the opportunities will keep coming.
85 Ash in conversation with Mark Robbins. Will he think about some changes maybe?
He might be thinking Jamie Allen, Sheaf's legs, the tempo of the game.
Well, you've got Josh Eccles. I don't think I'd be inclined to bring another forward on. I think this system's worked really well for, you've got Josh Eccles to freshen up the midfield.
Yeah, I think it would just be a legs decision in one of the midfielders. Obviously, 2 are coming back from an injury.
There's a ball's played into the sky. But
look at that.
That's Doyle on the chest at back to Wilson. It worried me a bit. It didn't worry them. And Wilson lands on the ball. And he says he was caught by the Middlesbrough player. I told you, he's now rubbing his head, and he does actually see. Well, I tell you what, if he's acting, it's pretty good acting. I think he might have just got a little kick in the head there. So he picked the ball up, he landed on it, which is something that goalkeepers do these days. It's very annoying, but in doing so, Force did seem to catch him with his boot, which has allowed him to come to there. Actually showing the Doyle tackle again, which, looking at it again, probably wasn't worthy of a yellow, but McFadzean did get a yellow for it. Well, let's have a look at it again. Well, it was a fraction late, Doyle, but I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at it through sky blue eyes. Well, Wilson's receiving treatments. The players have gone for a drink. Middlesbrough are making a change, and they're bringing on Daniel Barlassa for Alex Mowat, and Barlassa is a useful player to bring off the bench, Divojevic. They're also bringing on
Jones as well.
Dijksteel's coming on as well, and it's Jones coming on too, so a triple change for Middlesbrough. Tommy Smith, who was on a yellow card, he's coming off. And Force is coming off as well. So Middlesbrough making 3 changes, Oggy, 3 pairs of fresh legs.
Well, you could almost say this is their, I won't say last throw of the dice, but they've got to do something different. I was watching them defensively there, they're all over the place, still a threat going forward, but you feel Coventry can get another goal here, and if they do that, that's going to put the game out the reach of Middlesbrough, you would have thought. So I know he's gone down, Ben Wilson, they're injured, but it does give both sides a chance to refigure exactly what they're going to do for the last, what we've got, probably best part of 30 minutes with injury time, haven't we?
He's still rubbing his head. Have to bring Simon Moore on, but now he's got to be careful. He's got the ball in his hands. If he takes too long, he can be penalised, but he punts the ball upfield. Hamer heads it forward, and Middlesbrough pick it up again, and so they play it straight out. Michael Carrick controls it nicely in the technical area, but Coventry City have the throw. It is Middlesbrough 0, Coventry City 1. Here at the Riverside, if the Sky Blues can hold that scoreline, it'll be their first ever win in their 14th attempt here, and what a time to do it would be. But they're not there yet, far from it. Middlesbrough now striding forward from the right-hand side, and Dijksteel's gone all the way through. Oh, fortunately for the Sky Blues, across the floor. It was a brilliant run by Dijksteel. He played it out to the right, but then a dreadful cross got the Sky Blues off the hook.
It comes from our own throw-in here, and we're doing a square throw-in to Ben Sheaf between 2 players. Play for territory for the next 5 minutes.
It was substitute Zaya Jones who completely mishit the cross. The referee has had a word with Wilson. He will get a yellow card at some point. There's no doubt about that. But he hasn't got it yet. And he's taking his time with this goal kick. And it looks like Josh Eccles is going to come on for Coventry City. He's still not taking the goal kick. Shouldn't laugh really, but it's just the reaction of the home crowd. I think Jokeres might be offside here. No, he isn't. From Kelly's header, and he was fouled there, Jokeres. That's a free kick just outside the area, and it's a yellow card. And it's...
Is it McNair?
Is it McNair? No, it's Lenihan, so it's the other centre half. So Lenihan's now on a yellow card.
Well, shooting opportunity more importantly. Is it going to be Gus Hamer? Is it going to be Jokeres? I think somebody's going to have a bash at this.
It's got to be Hamer.
It's an inviting position.
It's got to be Hamer.
Well, free kick just outside the penalty area, just a little bit to the left. A goal here wouldn't finish it off, but it would put Coventry City mighty close to Wembley. Josh Eccles is going to come on now, and he's going to replace Ben Sheaf, who's just come back from injury. He's had a terrific game. Brilliant for the goal was Ben Sheaf. And he comes off. Just jogs off. He's not going to rush. And he stops and applauds the Sky Blues fans.
Yeah, good to have him back, wasn't it? And he was involved somewhere, wasn't he?
He was, yeah.
With some of Coventry's best efforts in this half as well.
I think it was his initial pass, wasn't it, for Jokeres for the goal?
Yeah, the square ball for Allen's chance, getting behind. It's a great 70 minutes in his legs, so well, hopefully it's not his last performance of the season.
I was going to say, he's saved himself for Wembley now. But here's Bidwell and Hamer over this free kick. The wall is inside the penalty area.
Well, I don't know what they're talking about, but Hamer's surely got to hit this. It's a right-footed kick, isn't it? He's just scored in the top corner. Give it another go.
Here he goes. Hamer fires it in. Oh, it hits the bar. And Norton Cuffy heads it back towards the edge of the penalty area. Hamer's free kick hits the bar. Oh, that was almost it for the Sky Blues. And it was the right decision for Hamer to go for it. He just couldn't quite get it. He's now committed a foul. It's got to be a little bit careful he can start for Hamer. You know, a yellow card, not only would a second yellow obviously take him out of this tie, would take him out of the final should Coventry City get there.
Oh, what a free kick that was. Yeah, another inch or too low.
Keeper nowhere near it, was he? Keeper didn't move.
Never even dived.
No.
Michael Carrick, they're one down, but he must be thinking, this is our night, because it should be 3-0 now, comfortably.
Middlesbrough chip the ball forwards. Here's Archer. And McNally deals with him well and keeps it in. Norton Cuffy clears up to Jokeres, who holds it up, shrugs off one defender. He's on his own, Jokeres. He'll have to do it himself, at least for now. Takes it out to the right-hand side. He's tackled. It's gone out for a Sky Blues throw.
Well done. Excellent play, excellent striker play. You can tell the difference when he's on it. When he's on it, he's across. When full-backs are clipping it up the line blind, he's across, he's pinning that first centre-back, and he knows now he's got to put a real shift in for the team. 19 minutes of normal time to go. There will be a fair amount of stoppage time. There's been Ben Wilson's injury, a couple of injuries, and I suspect the referee will add a bit for what he perceives as time wasting. Norton Cuffy for Coventry City on the right-hand side. He's tackled, throw into Coventry. They're where they want to be, deep inside the Middlesbrough half. Sky Blues fans all on their feet. 2,000 of them, probably barely breathing at the moment. Sky Blues are tantalisingly close. The throw in from Norton Cuffy to Hamer. He plays at Jokeres, I'm afraid. Wasn't interested in getting onside there, so he just carries on walking. He knows he can't play it and lets it go out for the goal kick. Middlesbrough 0, Coventry City 1. Gustavo Hamer the scorer, his 10th goal of the season, second goal here in consecutive games for Hamer. And now Middlesbrough on halfway. They will keep coming and looking for this equaliser. Sky Blues will hope the gap's open as a result. Dykstil has already been very lively since coming on. Moves down the right-hand side. His cross is blocked that time by Bidwell. Throw in to Middlesbrough. Out on the right wing. And Dykstil takes the throw. Offside, isn't it? Oh, the flag stayed down, and Middlesbrough still have it on the edge. The penalty area shot is fired in. It's blocked by Doyle. Crowd shout handball. None of the Middlesbrough players did. And now it's Hamer trying to get the ball away. He's found Allen, who had to play the ball quickly. Gets it to Eccles. Eccles gets the ball stuck under his feet. He thinks he's won a free kick, but he hasn't. And Middlesbrough break now. And a foul is given against McNally, I think. And he's going to get a yellow card as well.
Free kick to Middlesbrough. In a dangerous position on the left.
Yeah, he's totting up the yellow cards now.
Here's 4 now. And all the defenders now, all 3 of the central defenders are on yellow cards. I wonder whether Mark Robbins thinks about that. And he's got Panzo on the bench, but change the defence now. That would,
I'm not sure he will. I think you've just got to go. We're just going to hope that they can be sensible between now and the end of the game. They might have 30 minutes of injury time to play as well, if God forbid Middlesbrough equalise.
I think again, call me old school on this, but again, we've won the ball back on the edge, and they've got 10 players up the pitch, 1v1 on the halfway line. Can we not just clip it into channels? And
Giles with the cross, keeper hesitates, and McGree with a shot, and that's blocked by McNally on the edge of the 6-yard box. Back to Giles, whose first cross nearly found the Middlesbrough head, but not quite, and this cross goes out for a Sky Blues goal kick.
Well, it could be Coventry's right. It's a good ball in. I mean, Middlesbrough should do better with the header there at the far post, and then it falls to McCree. Hits it really well, but straight into Luke McNally, who was like a wall in front of Ben Wilson.
There's no VAR, but actually it looks like Lenihan should have been flagged for offside for that initial header. Ben Wilson again been told by the referee to hurry up. He'll do this until he gets a yellow card, presumably. There is always that danger. The referee just adds loads of time on, so I don't know. It winds up the crowd, though. Wilson's long kick is headed straight back again. And now Allen comes to... Oh, Eccles has given it away. A little ricochet off his boot. And now he gets the pass back to the keeper as the Middlesbrough player goes down and doesn't get the free kick he has for. And make for here for Jamie Allen. He finds Victor Gyökeres. We're halfway inside the Middlesbrough half. It's Gustavo Hamer, 40 Gyökeres. Lets it run for Allen. Oh, Allen trying to find Gyökeres back. But it went past Gyökeres, and Middlesbrough get the ball again. It's been a good night for the Sky Blues so far, but they can be frustrating at times. Here at Middlesbrough with Giles on that left, knocks the ball ahead to chase it, but Hamer reads it well. He'll get to it comfortably and plays a nice little ball to Norton Cuffey for him to bring it away. He finds Liam Kelly, and Kelly now chips it over the top for Gyökeres to chase. McNair does well that time, gets his head to it, and Middlesbrough come back again with just under 15 minutes of normal time to go.
And I'm just wondering, we talked about Ben Sheaf. I know Jamie Allen's a fit lad, but I just wonder how long he can go as well. And you know, will he chance at this stage? Esbrand maybe going into that position. He's a fit lad. He's played in those advanced positions before. Just maybe a change Mark Robbins is thinking about.
Yeah, Middlesbrough on the right-hand side. Hackney plays it to Barlasser. His cross is blocked. As Middlesbrough picking up again. Some signs of impatience from the home fans. Here's Giles. Gets the ball back again on the left wing. Fires a cross in. It's too high, though. But it's missed by Bidwell and be picked up on the far side by Dijksteel. He plays the ball back. It comes to Barlasser outside the penalty area. He slides it in. And it was Jones, actually, who was hustled off it really well by McFadzean. Great defending from Kyle McFadzean. The long ball forward, and Gyökeres has got the better of the defender. And has the referee given the free kick? Yes, he has. Gyökeres might get a yellow card. He does. He carried on. He might argue he didn't hear the whistle, but if he does, the referee doesn't believe him. So Gyökeres on a yellow card now as well.
Poor finish if he didn't hear the whistle.
It's the first time we've played the right ball in the last 5 minutes. Doyle, it's never a bad ball. Turning a defence in the channel and trying to win a throw-in up the pitch, taking the pressure off. We're trying to bring the ball down in the middle of the park too much instead of just punching it on one touch.
Well, here at Middlesbrough now with McGree out to the left to Giles. 13 minutes to go. Was McGree offside? 1-2 arms raised, but the flag stays down. McGree now runs in towards the penalty area. He's going to have a shot. Does he know he plays a pass, which McNally intercepts and clears. It's 5 yellow cards now for Coventry City, by the way. They might even get a little fine for that, but don't worry, Duck King will pay that. They'll be happy enough if they've won the game. Here's Giles on the left for Middlesbrough. Sky Blues lead by a goal to nil. Come on, Burrows. The chant from the home crowd. Did McNally catch his man there? The referee says goal kick. I thought it was a fair tackle. You're not so sure, Gary, but
I just think we're lunging a bit. Can you stand your ground instead of just swiping a bit wild? I think he's quite lucky there, to be honest.
The Sky Blues player has gone down. Is that McFadzean's gone down? Old age, maybe.
This is tactical. Take the pressure off, kill the game, get over to the bench for a drink, a little bit of help from the manager and his staff.
Well, looks like Matty Godden's coming on, so he's going to freshen it up.
And he's sitting up as Carl McFadzean. So we've got 12 minutes to go. You've got to have at least 5 minutes of stoppage time, I suspect, to endure. It is still Middlesbrough 0, Coventry City 1. Gustavo Hamer, the scorer of the goal. The Sky Blues are that close to a championship playoff final at Wembley. They're not there yet, needless to say. And it's Norton Cuffey's coming off for McFadzean, and it's Jamie Allen who's coming off for Matty Godden. Well, maybe they've learnt a few of the dark arts, because Jamie Allen had turned his back to the bench as if, oh, was it me? Oh, sorry, I didn't realise. And now he got a shove actually from one of the Middlesbrough players. Now he is leaving the field. McFadzean's off the field as well after that injury, but he's coming back on. Mark Robbins having a word with him, giving him a pat on the back. Keep it up, Kyle. Nearly there.
Well, that's Jamie Allen and Ben Sheaf that have been replaced in this game. Both of them had long-term injuries just coming back, but you can see what a force they are in this side. You know, the competent players, they're good tactically, and they've had a great effect on this game, haven't they?
Kyle McFadzean is still off the field. He's now allowed back on.
It's important now that Godden drops into that sort of 10 position, isn't it? Out possession. We're not just up there as a 2, getting outnumbered in midfield, you know, wave after wave.
Scumber's had a couple of shouts for free kicks. One for a high boot, one for a possible push. I don't get either, and Middlesbrough have it halfway inside their own half. They get it up to McGree in the centre circle. Riley McGree, so impressive in the first leg. Slightly more muted than this one, but he plays the ball out to the right wing. He gets it, or he doesn't get it, he lets it run. And Middlesbrough now have it with Barlaser. Daniel Barlaser trying to find room to get the ball in. Godden comes back to help cover. Hackney now out to the right-hand side. It's with Jones. Isaiah Jones infield to Barlaser, who finds Dyche-Steele, who's well dealt with by Eccles. Little tackle, it sees the ball go out for a Middlesbrough throw. That throw taken. Barlaser on the right again for Middlesbrough. Back to Hackney. Snubbers everyone behind the ball apart from Gyökeres. He gets behind the ball now to challenge as Middlesbrough play it out to the left-hand side, and it's Giles. Ryan Giles cuts inside. He's still going. Giles plays it towards the edge of the area. McFadzean gets a boot on it. Kelly gets it away. Godden back to goal, gets it back to Kelly.
Knock it and spin.
Now Gyökeres lets it run for Hamer, and Godden is making a run here. Has Hamer found him? The keeper's come out of his penalty area and dealt with it well with his chest. And Middlesbrough bring it away. Just for a moment, it looked like Godden might be through there. Now Middlesbrough come again, they waste it, and the Sky Blues have a chance of another break here. They have it on the left wing with Gyökeres. He fires it across for Hamer, who heads it across for Godden. First time shot blocked. Hamer tries to curl it in. It's still curling, but it's gone wide. Goal kick Middlesbrough.
It's a lovely move, isn't it? I mean, the ball's gone out wide to Gyökeres, long ball into Hamer, little cushion header down to Godden, and he's got good contact on it, Godden. I've got a feeling that's going in the bottom corner, but it's hit a Middlesbrough player, and they survive.
32,154 here, of which about 2,000 are very happy at the moment. Sky Blues lead by a goal to nil. Still 8.5 minutes of normal time to go as Doyle clears the ball. Not the best of clearances that will come back from Middlesbrough. Have it on halfway. The Sky Blues are closing the gaps down pretty well, but here's Barlaser now for Middlesbrough. Out to the right. It comes out to Jones. Plays it infield. Hackney, it's Jones now. It was Dyche-Steele initially. Now Jones into... Jones actually goes down looking for a free kick. McGree tries to thread the ball through. And now Middlesbrough have it on the right wing. Here's Riley McGree. Sky Blues still with players behind the ball. Still trying to prevent the ball coming in.
Dropping, Gods.
And it's played out. Well, first time touch from Jones, and it's reached to the byline. Was there a handball there? There's an almighty scramble, and
it's still in play. Everyone stopped, and it's fired towards goal and blocked by Hamer. It's gone out for a corner. Did look for his, might have been a handball there, but the referee has given a corner.
Well, I don't know what Middlesbrough are doing. They stopped playing. The ball was in the box. It was still live. They think it's an handball. I think they've just been desperate, but they're trying to walk it in and they get a chance.
Well, I think it might have hit the hand, whether it's intentional or not.
That's not handball.
The player's on the ground, isn't he? It also went out, by the way, which the assistant missed, unfortunately. There's a Sky Blues player down. I think there was a yellow card to Isaiah Jones for dissent amid all that.
What's happened twice in the last 2 minutes is where we had 4 midfielders on the pitch, they're already behind the ball, so there's nothing going in between gaps, taking 2 or 3 players out. When we've got Vic now and God's on the pitch, it's important that Godden gets behind the ball quick, so everything he sees is in front of him and nothing's on his blind side. 2 little square balls of quarters and they've ended up getting a corner and a shot on goal, a cutback.
Well, Sky Blues will feel aggrieved if this corner ends in a goal. It's curled in now, and it could have ended in a goal. Cameron Archer's put it over the bar from about 5 yards out with a volley.
Yeah, his leg was high, wasn't it? Maybe could he have stooped and headed it in, but it comes to him quite quick. Couldn't get his knee over the ball, could he? Is
it McFadze's gone down with cramp?
Yeah, he has.
Very often you see that from the control.
He's feeling his age.
Well, he's had calf problems this season, hasn't he? So I hope it is just a touch of cramp and he could run it off. But
there's movement again on the bench. Panzo.
Yeah, Jonathan Panzo's going to come on. McFadze's been heroic tonight, but Panzo may have to finish the job off. 6 minutes to go. There's going to be a lot of stoppage time. There's a lot of drama yet potentially left in this game. The Sky Blues, though, what a brilliant end to the season. They're leading this playoff semi-final with minutes to go.
Well, it's a big miss, this. I know there's not long left on the game, but going to need McFadze in those last few minutes. He's going to be missing. Chance of Panzo to come and stand up to the barrage that I'm sure Middlesbrough are going to.
Doyle's going to go in the middle and Panzo on the left of the 3. Ben Wilson is now struggling, apparently, to get the ball off the top of the net, which again has not gone down well with a home crowd. He loves it. Ben Wilson absolutely loves being the pantomime villain.
Where was he born?
It's Sunderland, I think, isn't it?
Say, not far from this area.
No,
it's important now. We've got 2 strikers on.
No, he's got a yellow card, inevitably. Sorry,
it's important.
Well, you said it was going to happen, didn't you?
It's important the centre-backs now. They just concentrate on good, clean contact on their first contacts, their turning of the ball, their channel balls. You've got 2 strikers that are going to run, hit people on the counter. I'd take the risk out of passing into midfield now and just play percentage football.
That's 6 yellow cards now for the Sky Blues. I think that's a stiff letter from the FA. He's got to be careful here, Ben Wilson doesn't push his luck. He does take the goal kick now. Middlesbrough player goes down easy under challenge from Yoko. There's no free kick given. The Sky Blues are trying to win it again on that right-hand side. Well, they're penalised eventually. I think Godden just barged into the Middlesbrough player. Middlesbrough free kick. 4 minutes of normal time to go. And Coventry City lead Middlesbrough by 1-0. The second top scorers in the division have been shut out across 2 games so far by the Sky Blues. Middlesbrough play the ball back to their keeper, who's pressed. His clearance is not a great one. It's Kelly needs 2 attempts to head the ball, and it lands at the feet of Hackney for Middlesbrough. In fact, the referee's given a free kick against Hamer. Has got to really be careful. He's committed nothing serious, but 3 or 4 fouls since his yellow card. Middlesbrough now on the left-hand side with Giles. Plays it in field to Barlassa. Forward to McGree, has got space here. He curls a cross in, and Bidwell was taking no chances. He heads it out for a Middlesbrough corner.
We're all over the place at the minute with the press. Obviously, there's that many changes now. It's tweaked the shape, but people are going to the ball when they shouldn't be. Dabo's been left 2v1 there, doesn't know who to take, and we're getting played through at the minute in midfield too comfortably.
Well, Middlesbrough are bringing on Matt Crooks for Paddy McNair. That's their 4th substitution. Putting an extra attacker on. If he does go to extra time, they'll have half an hour.
6'4" as well.
So here's the corner.
Curled in, headed away, easy by Godden. Hamer wants to get to it, can't. He's still scrambling for it. Is there an offside here? The flag stayed down. No, it hasn't. It's gone up. The Middlesbrough fans are celebrating, but it is offside. And the only question mark I had there was who played the ball last. But offside is given, and as I say, there's no VAR. It's not going to change. Matt Crooks is called offside. Wilson's gone down injured. Let's have a look at the replay there. Now, did Hamer hit that last? I'm not sure. Maybe it ricocheted off the Middlesbrough player.
I think he was aiming upfield, and it's at a Middlesbrough player. I think that's offside.
Well, anyway, it's been given. There's no great arguments, to be fair, from Middlesbrough. That must have hit the Middlesbrough player. And Wilson now will take this free kick. Don't get yourself sent off, Ben. Please don't. His long kick into the Middlesbrough half. Gyökeres is beaten in the air, but Middlesbrough bring it forward now. Oh, and the Sky Blues are struggling here. It's Archer on it, and Dubber does well to get with him, and then Archer slips and Dubber brings the ball away. What looked a really dangerous situation for the Sky Blues, and now the ball's pumped forward. Oh, it nearly reaches Gyökeres. It has found Godden now in the centre circle, and chipped forward by Eccles. Is Gyökeres offside? He is. This is a great chance. Gyökeres into the penalty area. Can he kill it? His shot, he slips as he shoots, and it bounces out for a goal kick, and it's still game on.
Listen, Gyökeres got a great chance. He's going to get loads of these chances. It's 1v1, 2v1 in Coventry's favour, sometimes going forward. And Gyökeres there's got to have one touch, maybe two, and then fire at goal. He's tried to cut back on himself, take too many touches, chance gone.
We're gambling too high in midfield. We're leaving one midfielder too isolated.
Akpom on the run, but he's stopped by Kelly. Darbo clears. How well did Darbo deal with that situation with Marcher, by the way? That looked really dangerous.
Originally, he got done down the inside, and I thought he's in trouble here, but you're right, great recovery.
Oh boy, we're in the last minute of normal time. Still the Sky Blues lead by a goal to nil, but Middlesbrough looking for late drama. The header from Archer's out for a goal kick, though. We'll see in a moment how much stoppage time. I reckon it's going to be 5 or 6, and that, of course, will lift the home crowd. And Wilson.
It's important from goal kicks now. Josh Eccles and Hamer don't support too quick. See where the second ball lands.
Does that say 8? Oh my word, it's 8.
Well, sometimes when you so obviously time waste, the referee will go, enough's enough, I'm going to put a lot more on, and I'm not really surprised, to be quite honest.
Mark Robbins claps his hands, encourages his team. He's done it this far, he can do it for another 8 minutes. And here is Dyke still on the run for Middlesbrough, but Hamer gets back to intercept the pass. Was passed back to Wilson. There was a forward there lurking, but Wilson kicks it first time. What a kick that is. That's a long one. And Godden is batting for it. Was he fouled? No, the assistant referee is deciding that Godden was fouled. So a free kick to Middlesbrough just inside their own half.
Yeah, I think that Godden just got a little bit of a shirt hold on the Middlesbrough defender. I think that's what the assistant saw.
Middlesbrough have it on halfway with Barlassa to McGree, chips it forward. McNally gets across, knocks it out for a throw-in. First of the 8 minutes seen off, but Middlesbrough still in an attacking position halfway inside the Sky Blues. Oh, that's a foul throw, surely to goodness. Came in from the wrong place and didn't go over his head. Never mind, play continues. Middlesbrough have it on the halfway line, and it's Linehan out to the right to Dyke-Steele, to Jones. Isaiah Jones running at Bidwell. Stays on his feet, stays with him, trying to prevent the cross from coming in. It does come in! Oh, Wilson gets a vital touch on it. Chips it over the bar and out for a corner.
I'll tell you what, that is a vital touch, because Jones does brilliant down the right-hand side. Lovely cross, and I think it's Archer just waited to head in on the far post.
It was Crooks, so it would have been he'd have got over the ball and tapped it in, yeah.
And I tell you, Wilson he had to be tidy there and get his angles right, and he did.
Corner for Middlesbrough, taken towards the far post. Panzo gets a head on it. It's still inside the penalty area. It comes out now. Fired back in. Oh, what a clearance. That is from Gyökeres. Huge clearance. All the way to the Middlesbrough half. You almost chased the ball down, Gyökeres, as well there. 2 minutes seen off. 6 more to go. Middlesbrough 0, Coventry City 1. Can the Sky Blues see this through? What a performance it will be. What a result. but they're not there yet. Middlesbrough inside their own half. Can the Sky Blues maybe get a chance on the break to kill the tie off? They've had one or two, not taking them. Hackney now for Middlesbrough. Out to the right-hand side for Dijksteel. Back to Hackney. Good tackle comes in from Panzo, and the Sky Blues have it. And this could be a break on the left if Eccles can reach it. Josh Eccles, he's got Godden calling for it. He gives it to Gyökeres. Godden is waiting in the middle. Could this be the moment? Gyökeres pulls it back. It doesn't reach Godden. It's cut out. Once again, the Sky Blues can't take the opportunity to wrap the game up. A good tackle comes in from Eccles, though, and they keep the ball.
The thing is, they're good behind the ball there. I mean, Gyökeres, I think, he's got to just fire the ball, and if it goes out of play, that's fine, get back.
It's good defending from the centre-back, isn't it? Because he hasn't actually gone out to press Vic, so if he goes to press Vic, it makes the mind up to square it. But he's kept his distance, which has made him two minds. Does he shoot, does he square it?
Giles now for Middlesbrough. Oh, he's missed the cross. It's a goal kick, 3.5 of the 8 minutes seen off. And it's a goal kick to Coventry City. The referee's already telling Ben Wilson, no shenanigans here, get on with it. And so Wilson can put the ball down. He's entitled to take a little bit of time, but not too much. And he may be pushing his luck again here a little bit.
Yeah, he does want to be careful.
Yeah. Simon Moore be thinking. Wembley beckons. Wilson with the kick. Long. Referee might add a little bit extra because of that. That's the other danger. It might get even more than the 8 minutes. Panzo gets his head to the ball, but it's back with Middlesbrough. Oh, but they've given it away to Godden. Godden, he's tackled, though. Back with Middlesbrough again. Giles inside his own half. Out to the left to Archer. Archer plays the ball back, and it's a good ball forward now for Giles. He's got McGree outside him. He gives it to McGree. Curls across in and straight out. Middlesbrough fans groan. Sky Blues fans cheer. 4.5 of the 8 seen off.
You just feel Middlesbrough have run out of ideas, don't you? I think that's the third time in the last 5 minutes that they've been in wide areas and curled the ball well over the Ben Wilson's crossbar when they've been in crossing positions. But the reason is they've not really got many targets in there.
And as well, McNally's positioning there, he's actually shutting off the corridor, so if he
really gets some bend on it.
If he crosses it where he wants to cross it, it's just going to ricochet off the defender. So they're having to try and really wrap it round him. It's good starting positions from the defender.
Good long kick from Wilson. Gyökeres, knowing he couldn't be offside from a goal kick, was behind the defenders, but didn't quite reach him. Oh, can he handle that? No, he's headed it. My eyes are deceiving me. Good job, I'm not refereeing. Eccles gives the ball back to Doyle. Forward to Godden, who tries to turn on it. Was he fouled? Referee very close to it, says no. And now Middlesbrough come again. He's played an advantage in favour of Middlesbrough, and Panzo's on the floor meanwhile as Middlesbrough get it out to the right-hand side. Panzo gets back on his feet. Middlesbrough now coming at the Sky Blues defence again, out on the right wing. Eccles is drawn into a foul. Free kick given. Sky Blues have seen off 5.5 minutes now, but they now have this free kick to defend. And Eccles has done well since he's come on, but that was a little bit of young naivety from him. Middlesbrough with the opportunity. Barlasso will fire the ball. I'm sure they'll cross this time. I'll give you no short pass this time. There's a Sky Blue song.
They're all lined up in there, aren't they?
Sky Blues song comes from the Sky Blues corner, but they'll be desperately hoping that this stays out. Barlasso curls it in, and there's a scramble. Oh, it hits the bar. The flag stayed down, and it's somehow got away by the Sky Blues. It's gone up now. Whoa.
Well, it's the miss of the season. If the flag didn't go up, that's for sure, because, I mean, it looked offside, didn't it, to start with?
I don't know what... Yeah, the initial header... Yeah, that's off. So I can only think the assistant was waiting for confirmation from the referee that it had come off a Middlesbrough player. That could be the only explanation for the late flag, and Archer might be quite relieved because he's hit the bar from about 2 yards out. 7 minutes of the 8 have gone. The Sky Blues are almost there. Ben Wilson's long kick upfield. Can Gyökeres keep it in? He can't. It bounces out for a Middlesbrough throw. Middlesbrough for sure will get one more attack.
Stay deep midfield. Stay deep for the second ball.
Middlesbrough now with Barlasso. Gets it up towards halfway. Good pressing by Gyökeres. Slows them down, but they still come forward with Barlaser. And he plays it out to the right. Man on the right has loads of space. Dijksteel there. Gets the cross in. Jones with a header. Who's it come off last? It's come off the Sky Blues, but Sky Blues are disputing it strongly, but a corner's been given.
Good header from Panzo. They got an overload on the right-hand side. Nice cross in. Panzo was strong. I think he thought he'd headed it onto a Middlesbrough player. He hadn't. This is Middlesbrough's last chance, I think.
It is. They'll have time to take the corner, but probably not much more. It's curled in, comes off a Middlesbrough head, but goes backwards. It's played back in again. Good block by McNally. It's another corner. Will the referee give him time to take it? It looks like he will. There's the 8 minutes have gone, but he's going to allow this corner to be taken for Middlesbrough. If they can, Sky Blues can head this out of the penalty area, that's probably it. And now, well, the keeper was coming forward, he's changed his mind. The corner towards the back post is headed away. Haber chases. Come on, referee. It's all over. Yeah! Coventry City are going to Wembley.
Get
and Gyökeres and Godden are leading the race of Coventry players to run over to the Sky Blues corner. What a performance. What an achievement for this Coventry City team. They have reached the Championship playoff final, winning at the Riverside for the first time. And what a time to do it. Gustavo Haber's goal, enough to send Coventry City to Wembley. 2,000 Sky Blues fans celebrate. And Mark Roberts and Adi Vivash hug each other. They know they've got work to do now ahead of the final. Middlesbrough are heartbroken. Players strewn all over the pitch. Their fans can't believe it. The Sky Blues celebrate. Who would have believed this? When Coventry City beat Middlesbrough in October, it was their first win of the season. They looked to be in real trouble. They've somehow turned it around, and they are going to Wembley on a Saturday week to play in the Championship playoff final against Luton Town. It is finished. Middlesbrough 0, Coventry City 1. Steve Agrizovic.
Oh, Clive, that's the most complete performance under intense pressure. I mean, the game plan from the start was brilliant. They've pressed, they've been braver, they're higher up the pitch. They've had the best chances tonight. They've got the goal that mattered. They've defended manfully when they've needed to. Could even have scored more than the one goal they did. And I'm going to say it again, Clive, you've said it plenty of times. We're going to Wembley. It's going to be a great occasion.
Gary McSheffrey, two of your former clubs at Wembley.
Yeah, I'd just like to apologise for the lack of co-commentary for the last 20 minutes. It was the Coventry kid coming at me there. It was, honestly, on a knife edge. You want them to try and be calm and disciplined, but they're out there trying to win the ball and play on the counter to seal the second goal. But yeah, what performance! What managed the game well. You know, you're never going to be totally perfect against a Middlesbrough team like this who dominate the ball. They had the last 5 minutes were edgy. They had a couple of good chances, lots of corners, but the efforts from the players, getting on the first contacts from corners, winning headers, pressing the second ball, blocking shots, just the non-negotiables that you want out of your team. They've done that in an abundance tonight, and to get to Wembley again is amazing for the club and the supporters, and you know they deserve everything they've achieved this year.
Mark Robbins is walking over to the corner where the Sky Blues players are cheering. He spotted something that's made him chuckle. And Chris Marsh, great to see him here after his recent illness. He was at the arena on Sunday, not working, but there just to watch and support. I don't know whether he was working today or not, but he's out there now, and he's just given Adi Vivash, his former Walsall teammate, a big hug. Mark Robbins as well. I'll tell you what, Oggy, they were tired at the end, but I don't think I have seen Matty Godden and Victor Gyökeres run quite so fast all season as they did to get to the corner to celebrate.
I was just about to say the same. If I was the analyst, I'd be putting that on video actually and saying, hey, you needed to use a bit more of that energy in the game. I mean, they were lightning quick, weren't they? Listen, that's what football's all about. I mean, the fans, the players, the staff all celebrated together. We're going to have a great day out at Wembley in a week and a bit's time. And do you know what? We can do it. We can get to the promised land.
Well. Mark Roberts hugs Jake Bidwell there. Coventry City have done it. It's a remarkable effort from this team. Whether it's enough to get them into the Premier League, time will tell. Personally, I think they're up against the best of the 4 teams in the playoffs at Wembley, but at least they're there and they give themselves a chance. Stats have just come up on the screen. 68% possession, Middlesbrough. Shots 13-11. Coventry 2 on target. Middlesbrough just the 1. That was the header in the first half, which was an easy save. It says here clear-cut chances 0 each. I don't know who's counting the clear-cut chances, but I certainly saw more than 0 each on clear-cut chances.
I mean, let's go back. I mean, Coventry fully deserved this. I mean, they've played a team that everybody said were favourites, but we've played them 4 times now this season, beat them twice, one home, 1 away. They're 3 scorers, 80-odd goals this season. They've not managed, they've managed 1 goal in those 4 games against us. That's how well Coventry have played. That's how good the game plan was, and they deserve everything that's coming their way.
Well, I have to say, Liam Kelly was brilliant again, wasn't he? Covered every blade of grass again. He was, when they made the changes, he was still the one with the discipline, staying deep, the deeper line midfielder. Everyone was going a little bit gung-ho, still trying to press the ball, but the last 10-15 minutes he was a real leader out there and mopped up everything.
They've got to find a role for him next season. Even if it's as a player, coach, something like that, they have to find something.
I'll tell you how important it is. Ben Sheaf coming back from injury, substituted after 60-odd minutes. Jamie Allen after 70-odd minutes, because, you're worried about the fact they might get legs. You've got other people to replace them. Liam Kelly has come back from an injury. I don't think he's been replaced. May have been replaced in one of them, I don't know. But, the manager has needed him for the 90 minutes and everything else, and he just knows he's in the right position at the right time. And 99 times out of 100, he makes the right decision. He's like McFadzean at the back. He's a talisman in midfield, and he's been tremendous since he's come back.
Well, the Sky Blues players are still celebrating. The Middlesbrough fans are going around the ground saying thank you to their fans. Most of them have left. I mean, they, to be fair, have turned their season around remarkably as well. To say when Coventry beat them in October, both teams were in the bottom 3. But it is Coventry City who progress to the final at Wembley, the Championship playoff final. And it was a different sort of game to the Notts County one, Oggy, but it had some shades of it, didn't it? The odds slightly stacked against them. They battled their way through the game. They got the goal, and in the end did enough.
They did, and